What is up, everybody? Oh, this is not gonna work with the chat right there. Okay, hold on.
Oh, nice. Good planning. Also, I love that music still blaring in my ear. That's beautiful. It's great. It's a great start.
Let me move this chat box.
You can move it right in between us. That's fine.
We'll just put that thing right in the middle, right there. That makes. I mean, it kind of covers everything else up, but.
What is there? A track list? I'm pretty sure you could tell them what track it is.
Yeah.
I don't think they need a visible track list.
Oh, that was terrible. It started off just like
you spent like literally 30 minutes with me setting this up just for you to have not thought about that is wild.
To be fair, while I was setting it up, like there wasn't any chat going on.
Yeah,
so.
but you should know. I would think you would know on your own layout where it is.
That's true. That is true. What up, everybody? As is usually the case, YouTube does not seem to be popping nearly as much as Twitch.
There's the only chat on YouTube is my old account waving.
It's you, which is funny because there are 2 likes, there are 3 viewers right now. No one else has said hello except for Skeem, who is dead. We resurrected him for today, though. If you guys haven't noticed, you can't because his name is tiny in the camera window here. But we are joined by Skeem.
Technically, for one more time.
Technically, for one more night.
I'm allowing you to refer to me as that. For the sake of this stream, you get one freebie. This is it.
We get one more pass.
I even wore the pause merch.
See?
I've got some hats if we want to get real crazy with it later.
Let's see. W for Rob, L for Alpha. What? Okay, if he gets to be Rob, I get to be Tyler. You don't get to call me Alpha and him Rob. Like that's we don't scheme. Okay, we got some good things going on in here. So to let you guys know kind of what we're doing here, we're gonna do an album review of the final Skeem album, Atone from the Void. And then I asked Rob to be on here with me so that
You're allowed to call me Skeem for this.
I asked Skeem to be on
here. Last time, so get it out of your system.
I asked Skeem to be on here with me just to kind of talk about the album, either throughout and or especially after, because we've had a few pivotal moments. We've had this will be the 3rd time that Skeem is interviewed on the channel. Sorry, I decided to eat a handful of pretzels before I came in.
That was wild. That was a wild decision.
But most improved hair of the year. Let's go. Yeah. So we talked. We had the first Skeem interview quite a while back. Once Upon a Loser was still fresh. We were getting all the weird, funky, schemy energy back in the day. We had the second one. I believe it was right around Artificial. It wasn't when Artificial dropped, but it was around Artificial. Because I know that you and I did the album review for Artificial together. Like you popped in and joined me on that one as well. I remember that because I had a wedding that day. And I was at my mom's house at her kitchen table.
Was that Artificial then? Because there's not really any other album around there. Voicemails from a Loser, which became an After the Tone album anyway, I don't think ever had any Skeem fanfare for. So it had to have been Artificial.
Yeah, I think it was Artificial. And then it was around there, though. I know that because I made the thumbnail, the Artificial interview was the second time that we did a Skeem interview. Anyway, it made sense if Skeem is going to be dead that we get him in one more time at the end of the run.
If he's going to be dead, as if you don't know things that you don't need to tell them in case some people haven't seen everything that's happened. But that's not an if right now. I'll elaborate that when we watch the music video to the final song of the video. We'll save that for later.
Okay.
Also, hello to my wife. That Tay is my wife in YouTube.
Well, see, I assumed so, but I didn't know if that part was like a
I mean she's like thing. I can't be Mrs. Skeem anymore.
That's true.
In some areas she goes by Mrs. Subpar now, which is kind of funny. She almost called it, because my thing is subpar professional. She almost said she was going to call herself a subpar wife. I was like, that's a little rough. Let's just go with Mrs. Subpar.
I don't know though, but for the humor
subpar
aspect,
subpar wife is pretty funny though. Like
it's
like
pretty
subpar
hilarious.
professional. Subpar wife is funny, but it just seemed a little rough.
I support subpar wife. If we decide to like revisit that topic in the future, you know,
from Mrs. Subpar to subpar wife.
Yeah, I think it's a dope name, honestly. Like nobody else is gonna use it, you know.
When she said it, I laughed, but I was just like, I don't know if you want to be that deep into self-deprecation because that sounds wild. Especially like let's say she's doing something on social media, nobody knows that I'm subpar professional, and they just see subpar wife. They're gonna be like, who is your husband, and how do we put him in jail for making you feel this way?
Right. So, real quick, up at the top. So I've heard Gibberish Fires.
Yeah, and you've heard. I don't know if you've heard. You've probably heard Knocking.
I heard Knocking. Yeah, I listened to Knocking. I listened to Gibberish Fires. So I know the first two tracks.
You heard an early version of WTF. I don't know if you ever saw Broken Dreams. There is a video for that.
Broken Dreams, little broken thing. Is that the? Okay. Yeah. So I watched that video. Yep.
And then I don't think you've heard Heads or Tails of anything else on here.
No, I don't think so. And it was kind of I was kind of surprised by that because I saw that Nampy was featured on Weirdo Party, and I was like, oh, I didn't even hear that one. That's you know,
this album I kept fairly under wraps compared to most of my albums. Historically, my albums have been like leaked numerous times by myself, you know, leading into it, because it helps to just advertise with the album. But I wasn't really advertising this album. You know, this is just me sunsetting the whole project. So there wasn't as much strategic ads, and it was just more of, I'll let people experience this. I remember there's a live stream that I'm fairly frequent as a chatter on, which is Analyst, if you guys know him.
Yeah.
YouTube guy and rapper and whatever. And a lot of them were like asking, why is it the end of We Scheme? Why is it the end of We Scheme? I'm like, well, you know, I've kind of made it that you're allowed to ask me that question, and I'll gladly give an answer if you've listened to Once Upon a Loser, After the Tone, Artificial, and Atone from the Void. If you can't figure it out from listening to those 4 albums, I'll answer the question. If you can't tell me right now you've listened to those 4 albums and actually paid attention and listened to the lyrics, then I am not going to have this conversation with you.
Right. Well,
it's done and move on.
And that's the thing to contextualize for the purpose of this. I mean, it is the end of. Well, I assume this is the end of the story. I haven't heard this story yet, you know, but it makes sense that it's the end of the arc. It's the completion of the story, and despite how much, you know, how much I enjoy the We Scheme character, I also very much like my friend Rob more, and so it's like, yeah, I'm not mad that he's moving on to fulfilling his actual passion.
I wasn't sure if this album would happen. It's been in production to some degree for like 2 years, because when I finished Artificial, like literally the next day is when I thought about doing a final We Scheme album. Because Artificial was almost a send-off in a way. You know, I gave an explanation to the mask that hadn't been there before. You know, just telling the other side of the story of that through Artificial. And then I decided, no, maybe I'll do some more with this. And that's where Voicemails from a Loser came out. But as I finished that album, I was like, this isn't a We Scheme album. Like, I like what I made, but this is not We Scheme. So I moved that to After the Tone because I was like, this is not We Scheme. So I was like, is there any We Scheme left? And so, you know, some of these songs are very old, like Things You Did to Me is one of the tracks on here, is almost a year and a half old and no one's heard it. There's, well, now people have, but the So You Know I'm Fine is probably close to that age range as well.
Right.
A lot of the lyrics for a lot of these songs were written for a while. And, you know, I wasn't sure if I was going to actually make an album like this or if I was going to go all in on We Scheme and like try to do a revival. Because this album for me was like a turning point. It was either going to be I'm going full balls deep into We Scheme again, bringing it back, and this is the comeback album, or this is the end, right? And that was really the big debate that I had. And then I decided, okay, I am going to make the album. And as I made the album, I was deciding, is this the end or is this the comeback? You know, that was always the question as I was writing the album, and it ended up, you know, the answer ended up being this is the end. And the reason I came down to that conclusion is because it was just like, We Scheme ended back and after the tone,
right?
If we're being real, like, and I guess we can get into this later, but that's when We Scheme ended, was after the tone, because that just changed everything for me musically, and We Scheme is like connected to the musical part of me, so like everything for me musically changed from making After the Tone. So that's when We Scheme was gone. And so after that, it was just like, what am I doing? Artificial was kind of me saying that to everyone, that everything is fake now. Like I was screaming out to my audience, this is all fucking fake. The live streams are fake. The music is fake. The entire title of this thing is artificial to let you know this is fake. And I say it in no vague terms throughout that album, that this is all fucking fake.
Right.
There's nothing real left. And so, you know, when I was like, am I going to go all back into We Scheme? It didn't make sense for this to be a rebirth album because I'm like, it'll all just be fake.
Right.
So We Scheme's been dead since 2021. This is just me finally accepting that and giving a proper burial.
And that makes sense. I mean, again, looking into kind of the We Scheme story and then kind of going through I guess you know, the rebirth of After the Tone, it just makes sense that there's not a place for We Scheme anymore. You know what I mean? And like I said, I mean, I have mixed feelings about that. I've made no silent contribution about that. I worded that as poorly as I could have.
You haven't said a lot. Like you've been wanting to say a lot. You've left me a lot of text messages of like, why I oughta, I'm gonna say something, and then just never did. We can go into that a bit. I think I already bored everyone away with my speech.
Fair enough. Well, we can start. Like I said,
music.
I've heard the first two songs, so I'll probably not pause the time. Although it was a while back that I listened to Knocking.
Do you want to pull up the lyric videos for people to read, or just fuck it?
That would probably be the wisest of moves, wouldn't it?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Let's see. We have We Scheme, Knocking. I know it has a lyric video.
Yep. So does I'll tell you which ones do.
Gibberish Fires.
Gibberish Fires does, and then Broken Dreams has a music video, and so does Atone from the Void.
And then Broken Dreams.
What's that?
Atone from the Void.
We're getting there. We're getting there, Jason JV. I made sure, though, when I knew that this was going to be the send-off album, to put some... There were some songs that I was... Oh, God.
We're not ready for you yet. Stop that.
Oh, God. There's some songs that I was thinking about excluding just because they were just goofy and cringe. And instead of excluding them, I just rewrote the lyrics a little bit. Like, Knocking almost didn't make it, Gibberish Fires almost didn't make it, and WTF almost didn't make it, because all three of those songs in the original drafts had, like, references, like, strong references to either YouTube rappers or nerdcore, a lot of the other YouTube stuff. And I was like, that's too petty for what I want this album to be now that I know that it's the send-off album, like, because I've never really actually cared about any of those groups that deeply.
Right.
So, because, you know, those kind of groups were never mentioned in albums like Once Upon a Loser, for example, because they're not important enough. So, but I was like, you know, but I think people will want one more ride of cringe We Scheme anyway. So my compromise was keeping that same energy, kind of like I did in Once Upon a Loser with songs like Sportsing and stuff.
Yeah.
But just making the lyrics no longer related to the lesser important things, being everything YouTube.
Right. Fair enough. All right. Well,
did the death of Shady contribute to the death of Skeem? No, it did not.
I wouldn't think so, because if it had, I would think that the Houdini remix would be on there, right? Like,
the album was already done, scheduled, and ready before I heard Death of Slim Shady.
I still haven't listened to it.
I did remix one of the songs because I thought that'd be kind of fun to do as I was, because I was getting ready to sunset Skeem. I was like, you know what? A lot of people were super confused. They're like, wait, Skeem's doing an Eminem remix. He hasn't done this since like 2020, 2021 maybe. And I'm like, yeah, you'll see why. It was for old time's sake. One more. I was like, I'll do one more.
Bit of a ballsy remix too. Lots of.
I went full Skeem with it. We said retard and faggot in that one. We went all out.
Yep.
I think those words are also in this album. I think this album's probably one of the spiciest words on this album, because the way that faggot is used in this album isn't offensive really, because it's me referring to people calling me that for painting my nails, so that's not really going to be offensive. So I'd say probably the most obscene profanity in here is when I call myself a spick, I suppose.
I think I heard that one. That's in Knocking, yeah?
No, that's in WTF.
Okay, I didn't hear that one then. Did you send me a line from that maybe or something when you recorded it?
You heard early draft of WTF.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking of.
You told me to change the chorus. I never ended up changing the chorus. I agreed with you that the chorus should be different and better. Yeah. But for some reason, I just got really attached to how janky it sounds, and I felt like it was part of the charm of the song. Remind me of something that like Lil Dicky has done with some of his songs, where it's like feel like it wasn't a finished song, but there's something endearing about that. So I just left it.
Fair enough. All right, let's kick this thing off then. Let's get into Knocking. I haven't listened to this one in a long time, so I'm excited to go back and revisit it. Let's go! Officially, Skeem's final album, Atone from the Void.
The end is here.
The end is here. Let's go.
There's a soft noise from outside. You notice a creature who had fallen long ago, creeping towards your door for reasons unknown. Do you hear it? The subtle knocking getting ever louder.
Did you say retire? Fuck, I fell off a shoot higher. Shoot high. This is awkward. What the fuck is going on inside your little mind these days? I'm not coming for artists or saying what artists, but these fans go crazy regardless. I'm looking.
So you know what's crazy? I'm gonna pause. I know that's a weird place to pause, but there's not a great place to pause. The crazy thing to me is when I heard this the first time, I don't think you'd even talked about this album when you dropped this. When you drop this video, I know that you acknowledge the album.
At the end of the video, it says that the album's coming soon. Yeah.
But I don't know how, whatever. When I heard this originally, I did not connect it as being like a lead in to a final Skeem album or anything like that. I just kind of took it as Skeem being Skeem again.
Do you see it now?
I do, and that's kind of the point that I'm making, because like going back, even at the beginning, like the retirement lines, kind of what all's going on in your mind, like the acknowledgement of things that you've been doing and kind of like where you've been and like where Skeem has been is kind of obvious to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's because again, when I was working on this album for the last couple of years, I mean that's really everything in here is as much as 2 years old. Yeah. It was very much, this is either the rebirth or the end, and both of those are going to have very similar themes, because it's either we're resetting or we're ending. So yeah, it ended up working out, because it all ends up feeling very intentional. Since the entire time I kind of had that vibe. Now there's some songs that are just there to just be songs, because I didn't want the whole album to just beat you over the head with it. Right. But there's the core songs tell that story. This is one of them.
Yeah, no, it's a good lead in. Like looking back, like I said, I don't know how it didn't actually hit me that way, but it didn't.
Hindsight is 20/20. You weren't expecting me to just say this. It's all love. Releasing a new album is not usually the I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
This is awkward. What the fuck is going on inside your little mind these days? I'm not coming for artists or saying what artists, but these fans go crazy regardless. I'm looking down into hell and now I can see where the bar is. I try to raise it, but I'm already in flames. I'm too far in. Still part of the problem, but silence will stop them. Try to negotiate an autumn, and by winter they drop them. The snowfall is wafting, and I don't see an end to this coughing. So caught me a coffin, and I will gladly stop. I've been up and feeling restless. I got back to
That knocking got not so subtle. Just throwing that out there. I actually like the "caught me a coffin" line. No, it got not so subtle right there.
No, I know. I was just being a weirdo.
and then I will gladly stop. I've been up and feeling restless. I got back to short and restless. Taking breaks to stay invested in the shit they say to me. Trade your pride for my suggestion. Find your preacher, start confessing. Fill my plate and learn your lesson. I don't do this shit for free. All these people trying to get me back in their circles. They think I screwed it up, but I don't do that shit. I'm no Urkel, but you're not one of us. Your family doesn't matter. Get lost. You got the shit you want, but auctioned off your soul as the cost.
Fair enough. I get that. My question is though, is Rob still my friend? Like Skeem was my friend. Is Rob still my friend? Because we're talking about people coming back in circles. Now I'm gonna try to get you back in mine. Like,
listen, there's the prerequisite to that line is they're trying to get me back in their
right.
circles.
That's true. You never left, so never mind.
So there's plenty of people who I left their circles who have tried to hook me back into them.
Fair enough.
If you never left the circle, then it cannot apply to you because the prerequisite has not been fulfilled.
That's fair. You know, I just had to ask because I don't know. Sometimes, like when we rebirth and such, we scorched earth, cut ties with everything that we knew before.
Yep.
Jay, I'm not sure that you spelled the end is nigh correctly. I'm not positive
that
it's
not. It's N-I-G-H.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, is he right? And I'm wrong? But no, yeah, it is N-I-G-H.
It's N-I-G-H. It's
okay.
night without a T.
All right, fair enough. Let's go.
Doesn't matter, get lost. You got the shit you want, but auctioned off your soul as the cost. A lot of shit I spit just goes overhead. Cause I don't stick with doubles and triples. I deal with subtle substance instead. The sum of sustenance fed is capped by sizes of heads.
The subtle knocking getting ever louder.
I've been up and feeling restless. I got back to shooting restless. Taking breaks to stay invested in the shit they say to me. Trade your pride for my suggestion. Find your preacher, start confessing. Fill my plate and learn your lesson. I don't do this shit for free.
So the only thing I'll say is that doesn't sound like a complete, like, traditional schemey sound to me. You know what I mean? Like the instrumental on that one, which I believe you made the instrumental for that one. Yeah,
I made everything on this
Okay.
album, yeah.
I was thinking so. The only thing that threw me a little bit, and this was the biggest nag I think that I had at that time, was that it didn't feel like a Skeem instrumental to me so much. But then I thought about it and I was like, okay, but
You ever heard the song On Fire
yeah.
from my first album?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then I
That's
thought
basically
about
the
it.
same exact style of instrumental, that carnival feel.
Yeah. Well, and that was what I was saying. The more I thought about it, I was like, but what is a schemey sound anyway? Because like you kind of hit a
Honestly,
point where
I think
chiptune
this
was
is one of
coming
the
in.
most like Skeem sounding songs I've made, because if you go
And
back
that's
to
fair.
the original We Skeem album, which is where I like set the framework for what We Skeem sounds like, it's this, right? Dark carnival meets techno kind of vibes.
Dark Carnival.
Hollywood Undead sort of vibe. This is about as wee schemy sounding as a song can be. So I think perhaps Mr. AlphaTyler had a different idea.
No. Like I said, too, I think a little bit of it's probably shaped by the fact that I guess really for like the last year or so,
For the last 3 years, I haven't really done Wee Scheme music since 2021. After the Tone was the last album with a lot of Wee Scheme sounding songs on it.
Yeah, and that was kind of what I was leading to. Is I think a big part of that feeling kind of came that I was feeling more like the new shift in Skeem, I guess, more than anything. And really, the new shift in Skeem is mostly After the Tone, like a lot of After the Tone influence kind of coming in, and then outright what you were doing with After the Tone.
I mean, you have to remember, We Skeem was birthed after the Tone. So, who influenced who? Dun dun dun.
I should ask about that's true. I should ask about the other Rob solo personas, like No PM.
We could talk about that later if we're gonna bore them with your feelings.
Listen,
and stuff.
All I'm saying, I'm not sure that Rob has another persona out there, but if he did, that one is fantastic. Okay, like
I'm not hiding like that. Those are me. It's just. We'll maybe the topic for later.
Fair enough. Let Skeem die with dignity.
Yeah.
All right. Whoa. Autoplay when I open a new tab is just getting annoying right here. Okay. Sorry.
I just noticed. When did tech become an op?
When did tech has been the op, man. Tech has always been the op.
I don't remember him being an op. I remember him giving me money.
Tech will be the op. No matter what. Like,
that's fair.
It's not even. He shifted his position when you became the topic of the stream.
Oh, that's fair. Also, I don't really jerk off very often, and if I'm going to, I have blowjob robots, like several thanks to We Skeem. I am too dignified to have to use my hand ever again.
He's got.
But typically, my wife is the one who handles those things.
He does have two versions of the auto blow and the handy for anyone who doesn't know.
And the new version of the auto blow is just dumb. Talked about that before. Like it's not even fun. It's like clinical. You're just instantly jizzing. You're like, what happened? What the fuck? It's ridiculous.
It's
the
funny.
Science went too far. It's like they never. It's like, like Ian Malcolm. You were too busy trying to find out if you could. You didn't stop to ask if you should. That's how I felt with that one.
Well, we had this conversation before, and I thought about it. I'm like, that's really just. It's made for people who are like, no, it's a necessity that I dump this nut. Like, let's just do
bro,
this.
It is like, let's get this done. All right. Like there's no foreplay. There's no fake. It is just like. Nah, I just gotta release, bro. Like, I don't want it to happen when I'm sleeping. Like, if I want a good jerking off experience with a robot, I'm gonna use that handy, because it'll actually finesse you a little, maybe have a good time. But that new version of the auto blow that showed up my last birthday is just fucking a menace, bro. It is a menace.
I heard too about Killzo's plan. I don't know if Killzo's in here, but he said that you knew about it, so I think I'm free to.
What, to buy me a giant sex robot one time?
Yeah, no, he did.
He did, and then I made him keep it. I was like, "You're not sending that to me."
He was telling me about this the other day, and he's like,
"You are keeping that. I am not. It was the Resident Evil chick, that giant witch lady that everyone liked from Resident Evil. I was like, that's not even my type, bro. Like, if I'm gonna have a sex doll, give me like Margot Robbie or something. Like, I'm not into giant goth chicks. I was like, you keep it.
Well, I mean, like, for the collection though, come on though.
Bro, that would fucking scare me every time I came down to the basement. A life-size just standing there.
Those things are too real, and he said he got the one that's got like the actual.
The one that heats itself up, so when you start fucking, like, it's warm, like.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, he was, because they make the one with the talking head too. Did I show you those videos? Because I looked them up one day.
Sex bots are getting pretty sophisticated.
Dude, they talk to you.
Listen.
There's an app where you can like control their personality and shit, and they will talk to you with it.
All I'm saying is, once they find a way to incorporate that with VR the right way, we won't need whamming anymore. It'll be a better world.
Speaking of which, hello Tater, hello Misty, welcome to the stream. All right, let's listen to Gibberish Fires. This is probably besides Broken Dreams, this is the one that is most fresh in my mind. So those two.
Yeah, you complained about this one too, which I was like, again, what do you think Skeem sounds like? This is such a Skeem sounding song.
Well, I'm just used to the new stuff, man. Like I don't.
You gotta go back, turn the clocks, turn.
Yeah.
Remember, like I said, We Skeem died in the After the Tone Out. That was the end.
That's
Like
fair.
it was just. We just been kind of fucking around since then, trying to figure out what to do. But
This is when you fan the flames back
like
up.
Skeem.
Yeah. No, this is when you fan the flames back up.
If you listen to Once Upon a Loser, and then After the Tone, and this, you'll notice the consistent sound between those three albums.
No, I get that. Like I do get that, and I do stand on Once Upon a Loser is still probably my favorite We Skeem album. Although I don't know, like, because I know that you kind of
all my albums, the two that this is the most similar to in sound are Once Upon a Loser and Bling.
I was gonna say Bling. I don't know if you remember. I was going on a road trip a couple of years ago, and you chided me for throwing Bling in the CD player while I was going. I sent you a picture, and
yeah, I did. I was like, "You're listening to Bling, really?"
Bling. I like Bling though. Like
that was an interesting experiment.
Anyway. Let's get Gibberish Fires going. And I know, yes, I did stop you on it, but honestly, like, Gibberish Fires, I really enjoyed Gibberish Fires by the end of it. I think it was only during, like, the first verse that I was like, wait.
I think you weren't ready for We Skeem to sound like We Skeem again.
I wasn't ready for Skeem to be, I really thought that Skeem was going to come back as, like, the newer, like,
newer, enhanced version.
Yeah.
And I would have leaned into that if I had decided that this would be the rebirth. But since I decided that this was the end, I decided to stylistically do,
and I stand by it.
About.
I stand by it. I'm happy with that. If I'm not getting another Skeem album,
I wanted to give the people, the 12 people that still care, one more true We Skeem album. After all this time, it's been basically 3 years since I gave them an album, so I was like, all right, we'll give them one more true album, and then we're done.
Fair enough. Well, let's go with Gibberish Fires. Let's get it.
Misshapen, you're mistaken. The shape of this place is well forsaken. Shake a baby to behave, see, cause of damage. Now they're crazy in a daze, G. Can't teach it, can't learn it, never reach it, can't earn it. Besieged it, then burned it, just reach it to return it. So I turned up, but I turned in, cause the message was burning. So I turned into a vermin, or a hermit, to the lesson. It's concerning as a lesson, never lesson, every session. New confessions of the mess that made a messages. The visage of this mission was a tool to break the prisons, but the prisons that they live in take the great from all their visions. Gibberish fire, burning their fire, raise it against, yeah. Gibberish
Alpha. How does that one feel now? That line about the visage. How's that feel now that you know what this album is?
Well, see, and that's so there's a lot of that's kind of coming back that didn't. I mean, that.
I remember when you heard this the first time. I remember when you got to that line.
Well, I got to that line
because you were breaking it down. You're like, okay, the visage, that's his mask. He's like, all right, so he's saying that the purpose of the mask was this other thing, but people can't get out of their left versus right nonsense. And I was just listening, like, I wonder if he's going to figure it out. Like, I was waiting for that moment where you're like, wait a minute.
I didn't.
Wait a minute. He's saying he can't deal with this. And like, wait a minute. He's quitting. Like, because that's what that's saying. It's like, hey, this is what this was supposed to be, but I can't do it. People weren't able to take it the right way. It's done. And so I was just waiting. Like, I remember sitting there going, like, he's right there. I was like, is he gonna be the first one to out me that this is the end?
See, I didn't, and I didn't make that next push because I always just kind of thought about it as, again, it's just an extension. And even like listening to it just now, like if you hadn't said that, I probably wouldn't have even latched onto that piece because I'm like, again, it still feels like such a call to just what Skeem was to me.
You gotta go low. Yeah, but the visage of this mission was a tool. Right. Do you know that line was recorded both as was and is?
Fair enough. That makes
when
sense.
I was debating whether this was the rebirth or the end. And so there's a version that says the visage of this mission is a tool to break the prisons. And then the rest of it stays the same.
Right.
But when I knew that this was the last album, the version that got kept was a tool.
Right.
It's those little subtle changes that let you know this is past tense.
And that makes sense. And no, I did not catch that because I think when I was running through it, especially when I was running through it the first time, I was stuck in so much of people just still, no matter how many times he says it, people still don't acknowledge what Skeem is supposed to be. You know what I mean? And so that like the was felt relevant to me, but honestly, yeah, thinking about it that way, yeah, that makes sense. And honestly, that's pretty cool. Like it's a neat little insight.
Easter eggs in here.
Let's go.
Gibberish fire, burning the fire, raise it up hands, yeah. Gibberish fire, southern fire, raise it the lands, yeah. Cut the coast with wires, switching coast and vibe. Gibberish fire, burning their spires, raise it up hands, yeah. See a man looking down from the high ground, people looking up, but they claim that they look down. Try to raise them up, it's insane as they burn out. Smoke is rising up as they thrive in the dry town. They should be dead, time to run the head, but they stay fed and they get wet, living in the fires instead. Man on the mountain dies in his bed, air is getting too thin as the smoke would ascend. Sometimes.
See, this is where I have problems because now I'm looking at every line. I'm like, which one of these should I have noticed before?
You know, shit happens. You were close.
Huh?
You were close the first time. I was.
Well,
I thought he was gonna be there. I was just like.
Had I contextualized the word "was,"
well,
I probably could have made that jump. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I
mean, I hadn't really packaged it as a finale at all. So.
Yeah.
It was like, for me, from my vantage point, I was like, is he actually about to, like, crack this code? Because that'd be crazy. Because I wasn't going to say that until I was releasing the album.
Sometimes in life, you're just better off dead.
If you notice there, the conclusion of the whole story that's told here, right? As we Skeem represented as someone who was trying to be on the hilltop to help the lost, which was one of the missions. And so if you notice this story, and I had this written a couple different ways too, but this version is he dies.
Yeah,
it's over. He's dead.
Well, no, that's why I paused a minute ago to say that I was looking into everything a little bit closer now because of that. Because when you started going through that, I'm like, okay, is Skeem the man on the mountain, or are we talking about?
Yeah, he is. And that's why at the end, like once it says man on the mountain dies in his bed, air's getting too thin, but the smoke would ascend. So basically, the smoke from the fires that the people did finally suffocated him. There was nothing left to live for. And then the conclusion is sometimes it's better that way, right? Sometimes they'll be better off without this person trying to tell them what to do or be involved. So it's kind of like that balance. There were versions of this that had the man on the mountain escaping and then finding a higher mountain, right? But again, those are the different cuts between the
which ties in
album and ending album.
So that's interesting because going back to the Knocking song, the shoot higher line, so I can see where that could have went the other way.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, and then if the man on the mountain ascended higher again, that would have been the
there was a link
higher.
there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there was a link there.
Okay.
But it ended up,
he dies.
He died. So, which also, I'm not going to take credit that this was intentional, but it's a happy accident because the shoot higher line, which was an intentional thing, now kind of has a different feel to it. Shoot higher. This is awkward because he's dead because you shot higher and you actually hit him, so now he's dead. Oh, this is awkward. What the fuck is going on? So that wasn't intentional, but it actually works.
That one was spinning in my head just then too.
Yeah, that was not on purpose, but it definitely fits. Shoot higher. Oh, this is awkward. What the fuck is going on? He's dead.
Well, now he's gone.
Sometimes in life, you're just better off dead. Gibberish fire, burning their spires, raise it up hands, yeah. Gibberish fire, southern fire, raise it the lands, yeah. Cut the coast with wires, switching coast and vibe.
I actually paused this and read it last time too.
Yeah. I can't read it on my screen. You'll have to. You'll have to read it for them.
It is. Let me play it to a decent point.
I know the gist
Dang
of
it!
what it says,
Every time I wait a millisecond too late.
just use the comma button and it'll go frame by frame.
Wait, the comma?
Instead of clicking, yeah, click comma and it'll go back one frame.
Oh, wait. Okay.
And period to go forward one frame.
Well, that's super convenient.
Yeah. You shouldn't make your life so difficult.
Ah! I learned a new trick today. Just sick of it, but really, different.
That is not what it says.
Or, no. Different. Wait.
I'll pull up my own damn
Just
lyrics.
sick of it, but really, different-ish?
No, that's not it.
I'd try some...
I tried so hard and got so far. No,
Oh, I'm right.
no, you're not. Don't lie to me.
Just sick of it, but really,
That's not.
different-ish.
You're getting close. All right, so what I say is they call it gibberish and make me feel indifferent. I try some different-ish, but really I'm just sick of it. So in other words, I would rebrand and restart We Scheme as something else, but no matter which way I go with this,
Oh, I was
they just
reading
keep calling
backward.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, you were
alright,
reading.
Yeah, I got you.
You were reading the
Okay.
backwards text backwards. Remember, backwards, not forwards. But yeah, so that's what it is. They call it gibberish and make me feel indifferent. I try some different-ish, but really I'm just sick of it. So another one of those farewell lines baked directly in.
Right. Nobody gets it, and it's over your head, and I'm done with it.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Gibberish fire, burning this fire, raising the pants, yeah. Gibberish fire, set to inspire, raising the land, yeah. Cut the throats with fire, scorching custom fire. Gibberish fire, burning this fire, raising the pants, yeah. Gibberish fire, burning this fire, raising the pants, yeah. Gibberish fire, fuck off.
I'm still here for the gibberish fires, whether he told me to fuck off or not.
Jay says, you're pouring out a barks for Skeem. You're spitting on his grave with that one. Skeem is a piece in all of us, so he can never truly be gone or over. Yes, he can.
He can't.
Weirdo cult lives on, but
Can't.
Skeem is dead.
He can't be gone. He's
The
in
weirdo
Jay's,
cult lives on.
He's in Jay's heart.
Nah,
He's in my
dead.
heart.
Nah.
All right,
He's
so the next one we have is the first one that I haven't heard, and I'm excited because it's Weirdo Party with Nappy.
Woo! Nappy boy! He got on a Skeem song right at the last possible.
Right at
second.
the end, right at the last minute.
Slid in there.
I agree with Jay, though. Skeem cannot truly be gone or be over.
Maybe Skeem is just the butt stuff we did along the way. Maybe the real We Scheme is just the butt stuff
It's
we
fair.
had.
The real We Scheme is all the butt stuff that we had along the way. So I'm gonna jump into this one because I'm actually excited to hear this one.
let's just hear it.
Can you fucking raise a glass up?
I gotta make sure that my pause button works correctly.
Oh, this one
in my
requires the
background.
Cringe King bucket hat.
Yep. Oh yeah? Is that good?
Uh,
Alright, let's go.
Can you fucking raise a glass up? Motherfucker, put your glass up. Awkward homies, get your swag up. Everyone who's feeling weird, this the shit to gas up.
I mean, I've got swag, not like immediately near me, but I have the swag, and I don't have a flask, but I can lift this Coors Light up.
I just heard Scheme was just a butt along the way. Close enough, Rox. I said maybe the real We Scheme was the butt stuff we had along the way.
Just another butt along the way.
I mean, that's close enough. You got the spirit of it.
Awkward homies, get your swag up. Everyone who's feeling weird, this the shit to gas up. Can you fucking raise a glass up? Motherfucker, put your glass up. Skinny picture.
What did you say, grass up? You said grass up as well?
No.
Just glass up, okay.
Glass up and ass up.
I thought you came. Man, you are drinking Scullies. I have not had Skull in a long
Put your glass up,
time.
motherfuckers! Let's go. It's the party song. There's only one of them.
That's true. It is a party vibe already. Let's
Feeling
go.
weird, fix the shit together, yeah. Time for a weirdo party. Make all the weirdos part of the know. Let's throw a weirdo party. Don't give a fuck if it sucks and the normies don't show. I don't like the things that they say are super tight. I don't care if all my slang is dated, that is quite alright. They're trying to sell me on some butt implants, BBL in their pants while they dance. Now I'll pass on that.
This is the anthem. Why have I not been shown this to this point? This is the anthem.
It is. People, no one appreciates what we did here, but we did something special.
This is the anthem. Like,
fuck them BBL implants.
oh, yeah,
Fuck
no.
all modern sensibility.
I will stand on that all day anyway. Fuck them BBL
I don't mind
implants.
a good boob job. I don't mind a good boob job. I can see, like, and there's a lot of moms that it makes sense. Like, some moms' boobs get wrecked from having kids. I get it. But BBL,
yeah,
fuck off.
No, it's gross,
Brazilian
man.
butt lift is
It's
dumb.
It's always gross. It never comes out. And like,
Ever.
the problem is, like, even when you see it like flexed in, like, it just
never
looks
goes.
wrong. It's wrong.
Nicki Minaj is all you need to look at.
Yes.
The Kardashians, like, it's just gross, bro.
Yeah.
It's just lumpy and
Bro, everybody was freaking out when Kim got her ass removed, and I was like, but she looks 20 times
way
better.
Way better.
Like, she looks like a human now. She looked like a turnip before.
Anyway, back to party.
Yeah. My bad.
Tell me on some butt implants, BBL in their pants while they dance. Now I'll pass on that ass. Call me crazy, but I'd rather have a skinny shy chick who is naturally a single plastic than some shorty with the Silicon Valley up thick. That shit bores me. I implore to let the normie boys hate. They will make them for me.
I'm just pausing to say I'm with all of that. I'm with this.
Listen,
you know what? Like,
natural beauty over the BBLs every day.
That's the thing, man. These women wreck themselves thinking that they've made improvements over.
And I'm like, I'll leave those to the weird douchebag normies who want that.
Yeah.
Because that ain't me, bro.
No, same. Like, that's
I'd
the
rather
thing.
have a frumpy, awkward-looking chick who's all natural than one of these nasty fucking Silicon Valley bitches.
Bro, it's not remotely attractive. Sorry, I'm not trying to rant on that for like 10 minutes, but like,
it's just. I know, I preached on this. I cooked on this.
You did. This motherfucker's spitting right now.
They will make them forming, I'm ignoring them as styles. Tell them that my weirdo swag that I've been rocking for a while. They don't see I'm in my bag when all my nails are painted black. They're seeing green, call me a faggot, trying to cover what they lack and hack it.
Oh, there was the line you were talking about. Yeah. I get it though. I mean, bro, that's the thing. Like, I keep one fingernail painted, and people still are like, "Why do you have your fingernail painted?"
I haven't had my nails painted for a little while because they had started to get, you know, sometimes the enamel starts to come off because you've been changing colors too much. So I've been giving them a break. But yeah, when I had my nails painted the last like 6 months, God, people are crazy.
Bro, people
like, bro, why do you fucking care? Like, my daughter is the one that picks out the colors I'm gonna wear. Like, I enjoy it. I don't like how my nails look. They're boring and they make me feel old because, you know, I got old man nails. So I like painting them. It looks better.
Well, I do a lot of shit outside, and like I grill a lot and stuff, and so like it's impossible not to have like black on my hands somewhere at some point.
You know, hide under some nails.
And my thing is, like, anytime that all of my nails are painted, there's 100% chance that my daughter did it. You know what I mean? Like that's just the thing. But like, I started keeping.
Bro, even if your daughter didn't do it, like, why the fuck should anyone?
Exactly. But I always keep the one painted, just like. I saw like the the painted male thing a while back, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But like, there are a lot of things that I want to talk about. So I was like, you know, not necessarily for like a cause, just so much as like, fuck it. Like, it stands for something. If nothing else, it stands for like me and my daughter's connection or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or whatever. It doesn't have to stand for anything. But the funny thing is, like, people will be like, why do you have your nail painted and everything? Or like, I'll go to church and somebody will just stare at my hand. And it's like, why is it this big of a deal? It's not a big deal for me. Why do you care so much?
That's the big thing. It's like, when I don't, like, the amount that people care about that is what's weird to me. I'm like, this is how, you know, if I could speak in the conservatives' language. I'm like, you want to know why the transgender movement has gone as far and crazy as it has, where it has nothing to do with transsexuality now, and there's like 1,000 different genders, and it's all complete nonsense now. Do you know how that happened? Because you guys are so obsessed with gender that you get mad if a guy wears a skirt or paints his nails, when that's completely made up by society. If you just didn't complain about that, if you just said, oh, that guy wants to wear a skirt or paint his nails, and said nothing, there would have never been this huge movement where everyone had to say, oh, since men can't do that, it must mean that I'm gender number 37. The fucking conservatives caused this. They could blame the liberals all they want. But if you would have just said, if you would have just minded your own fucking business and not cared, they wouldn't have had to invent all these genders to make themselves feel valid. They would have just been a man that painted their goddamn nails. Because transsexuality's always existed. It's not been an issue. It's not been that hard for us to deal with. But it got exploded into this whole fucking, like, issue that has nothing to do with transsexuality, but is muddied with it. You know, like non-binary has nothing to do with transsexuality, but it's lumped in there now. None of that would have happened if the conservatives would have just let fucking men paint their nails and not had a conniption over it. Like, it is amazing how many things conservatives cause for themselves and then get so mad about it. I'm like, you did this by not minding your own business. If you would learn to mind your own fucking business and stop judging other people for stuff that you have no reason to be involved in, you wouldn't have them trying to brainwash your kids at school. Because once they point out the problems, I'm like, I'm not disagreeing that it's become a problem, right? It's become a problem. But you fucking caused it.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I get that.
Ugh, it's so fucking dumb. Anyway, back to partying.
Let's go back to
Like there's neon green for me a faggot trying to cover what they lack and hack it. Can you fucking raise a glass up? Motherfucker, put your glass up. Skinny bitches, get that ass up. Everyone is feeling weird, this is shit to gas up, yeah. Time for a weirdo party.
Alright, hold on, one more thing. Not about any of that. So this song was all packaged and done. And then I literally was just like, I just felt like Namsa would be perfect on it. So I just messaged him. I was like, yo, listen to this song. There was no open verse. It was just the song. I was like, listen to this song. He did. He's like, I like this. I was like, doesn't this sound like a song you should be on? And he's like, send it to me. So I added another verse just to throw him on there.
Nice.
But yeah, this song was already completely bowed, packaged. And then I was just like, Namsa would probably be fun on this song.
Fair enough. I mean, it is a good fit for Nappy. I can see. I haven't heard what he does on it yet, but like,
it just felt like a Namsa song. He'd never been on one of my albums. I was like, fuck it, let's go.
Right. Let's go.
All the weirdos part of the know. Let's throw a weirdo party. Don't give a fuck if it sucks and the normies don't show. Time for a weirdo party. Make all the weirdos part of the know. Let's throw a weirdo party. Don't give a fuck if it sucks and the normies don't show. In fact, I kinda rather that's the way it be. I'm not going with the current, I'm a paddle upstream. I'ma pull up to the lion with them butterfly wings. I said, fuck your Lamborghini, you can't normalize me. Tell me where the fuck my windows at. Shout out all the taller ones who like them size zero pass. We don't really follow trends. Catch me on the island, man. Playing Super Smash with no motherfucking party ass.
My man just said playing Super Smash. Let's go, though.
Hell yeah.
Hell
The right
yeah.
kind of party.
That is the right kind of party. That's the party I want to be at, though.
If the party doesn't have a Super Smash corner, it's not a party I'm interested in. Let's keep it a stack. Every party I've hosted at my house, if someone wants, there's multiple spots you can turn on Super Smash. Multiple versions of Super Smash. You know, you got Melee, you got the N64 original, you got Ultimate. Like, it is on deck, ready to go.
I still have my copy of the N64 original. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because that's, for me, that's like a prerequisite. And in college, like, we were always playing Super Smash at parties.
Yes, absolutely.
Like an actual, like, fucking frat parties and stuff. Like, even the bros understood.
Bro, that's the thing. Like, if you go back, like, I was in the Army before I went to college, but, like, even in the Army, it was like Super Smash was at all the barracks parties.
You don't party. Sorry, Hot Rod took over. Every time I see I like to party, just a Hot Rod quote takes over.
Yeah, I
don't, you don't party.
I like to party. I also like to party. Yeah, me too. I
No.
like to party.
Oh, you do not party. I know for a fact.
Fact, you don't party.
Right, I'm sorry. I don't party.
Really found no chance, catch me on the island, playing Super Smash with no motherfucking party ass. We at the weirdo party, this bitch tryna RP, how she call me Marty. We at the weirdo party, throwing out the normies and we stay escorting. Time for a weirdo party, make all the weirdos part of the know. Let's throw a weirdo party, don't give a fuck if it sucks and the normies don't show. Time for a weirdo party, make all the weirdos part of the know. Let's throw a weirdo party, don't give a fuck if it sucks and the normies don't show.
I could see that, Mr. J of Redneck Variety. Now we get a tone shift in the album. Speaking of tones, there's so many tone puns.
I'm gonna pause so I can catch the outro of this one into the next song. But yeah, I agree, Jay. I could see that as well. You know, I could see, you know, it would just be a fun video in general. And
Well, this would have been a fun music video to make. I thought about making a music video for this one, and what I was gonna have us do is I was gonna have Nappy film on a green screen and me film on a green screen. I was gonna make it look like a 1995 like record your music video at the mall type of thing.
Yeah, like you did with the
backgrounds.
Frozen thing.
Yeah, something like that, but even cornier. And then like put Namson and I side by side, like awkwardly dancing to the song.
Do like the whole club background, like everybody.
Oh yeah. I'd have like stock images with the fucking watermarks on them of like hot women around us.
Yep.
But they'd be static images. Not even moving.
Song reminds me of when the jazz band kids invited me to a house party. People were getting drunk on Smirnoff wine coolers and playing DDR. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that sounds like a good fucking
That's what
party.
I'm saying, though.
Hell
and
yeah.
actually, Tech, you remember the barracks party we used to have? Like straight up at the... Well, actually, you may not have lived... No, you lived in the barracks at that time. If you remember those old barracks parties, like, it was always some shit, like some fucking rock band or something going on from a bunch of people who couldn't sing or play a single instrument. So, like... I'm just saying, them days were fun as fuck. Skeem is slept on the most overrated way. Well, unfortunately, Gabe, Skeem is dead. Okay, this is the last. This is the last appearance of Skeem tonight, right here. And then Skeem is dead, and you have to call this guy Rob.
I mean, technically, Skeem was already dead. You fucking.
I resurrected him.
You're kicking a corpse right now. I'm not even in the mask or anything, because, well, we'll get to that later. All right, let's get to proof.
It hurts. All right, I'm gonna
Proof is not to do with the theme of the album. This is just I wanted to have a nice like. If you remember the After the Tone album, really all my albums that have like a strong story, there's usually breaks from the story.
Yeah.
Those are either heartbreak songs or troll songs. So. This is one of the breaks from the story.
Right.
Is Proof.
Right. So I did back up because I wanted to catch. I heard like the instrumental kind of changing up. I wanted to hear kind of how that like.
It's not like a perfect transition. It just kind of fades into the next one.
Yeah. We'll play it out. We'll be the judge. No, that went the wrong way. Why did it go that way?
You went all the way to the beginning. Look at you go.
Okay. We want to be here and here. And for the record, for anybody wondering why I'm playing this on YouTube Music instead of Spotify, fuck Spotify until they start paying artists for their music. Have you seen the shit about them not paying like anybody for anything under 1,000 views now?
Yeah. They don't. If you don't get at least 1,000 views on a song, they won't pay you for it. But here's the thing. Like, I'd be more mad at that if there was like. There is sense to it. The problem is I'm not seeing enough of a bump up in pay to the songs that are over 1,000 views. That's the problem, because it's a lot of there's a lot of reasons for it. I don't disagree with their philosophy. What I am waiting to see is if there's any fucking how artists actually performing get paid, because they should be going from 0.033 cents or whatever, 0.33 cents I should say. That mark should go up to close to 0.4. if they actually redistribute the money the way they're saying they will. That's why I'm happy with it if that actually happens.
Well, they said it's not going into your money pool though. It's going into every artist's money pool. So it's going into the ones that are being paid. But
there's so much money.
Yeah.
That's basic, like, because if you're getting less than 1,000 views on a song on Spotify, you're getting less than $3.
Right.
So honestly, it makes more sense. I do think they're doing the right thing by saying you need at least 1,000 plays for it to be monetized. I mean, YouTube's had something similar to that with channel position. Yeah. But the thing is, the amount of money that is significant. And so, because not for an individual artist, but as a whole, that's a lot of revenue. That's a lot of generated revenue. So it should mean that artists who are above the 1,000 play threshold should be making more like 0.4 cents per stream instead of 0.3. And if I see that actually happens, then I support it. If that doesn't, that means they're siphoning off the money to record labels, and I don't support it. That's my.
That was what a lot of people's theory was to begin with.
But right now we have to wait for a year to pass to know if that's what they did or not. If that is what they do, and normal artists' pay don't go up, then yes, I'm with you with fuck Spotify. But I'm giving them a 12-month cycle to see what happens.
Fair enough. Also, I have to eat a bean first. It's either toothpaste or berry blue. It's toothpaste. Honestly, toothpaste not even...
Toothpaste isn't that bad. We all put toothpaste in our mouth all the time.
Yeah, toothpaste is fine. I enjoy it in my mouth at least once a day, usually twice.
That's what she said.
It's definitely toothpaste, though. I am keeping track of how many good versus bad beans there are in each pack, though, because the first pack that I bought was overwhelmingly bad. This one's at 32 bad to 22 good so far, though, so... And also cilantro.
I already cilantroed.
I keep not buying new liquor because I promised myself like I would stop drinking liquor outside of Thursdays. And like all of my good liquor stays in the kitchen, so it's not here for stream time, you know? Like so I have no bourbon to drink, so I'm just gonna drink beer for cilantros tonight.
Disgusting.
It's disappointing, especially since last night it was simply
the sad
lemonade.
Boy song.
All right, let's go. Oh, it really does just kind of fade out. Okay.
I don't know the fake from the truth. You told me I was lying to you, but honestly I'm waiting for proof. Honestly I'm waiting for proof. Honestly I'm waiting for proof. Did it make sense the way that you left this? Do you regret that our lips never kissed? All of your scent is something that I miss.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna pause right here. I was gonna wait. I was gonna let it go a little bit deeper, but I don't want to lose this thought that I've had. I had this thought at the very beginning. This song, and like when what I was really waiting for was the beat to drop in and actually to see what the song was gonna do. This song, I think, is more what I expected the album to feel like.
Yeah, this is. I mean. We had songs like this on After the Tone as well, though.
Yeah.
Remember, like Late Nights is in this vibe?
Exactly, but I think that's what I'm saying, though. Like, the transformation with the newer stuff that you were doing, kind of with the more After the Tony sound. Like, this is more what I was expecting the whole album to be when I was saying that Knocking kind of caught me off guard.
Well, that's because of... you probably thought that because of Voicemails from a Loser. Which was originally a We Scheme album was more like this.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. And Voicemails from a Loser is still probably one of my favorite albums that you've been a part of. Not like, don't get me wrong.
You know, Voicemails from a Loser, for the week that it was considered a We Scheme album, was probably one of the best, if not the best, We Scheme albums. But it only lasted as a We Scheme album for a week before I changed it to After the Tone, because it was barely released. I was like, this is not a We Scheme album at all.
Right. Well,
like one of the only rap verses in the whole thing that's like truly rap was fucking Jonas.
It's perfect that it was and it wasn't, because like it was a great transit, not only because of like the timing and everything, but because it was a great like transition point, you know. The story that it told really got to come to fruition because of the aftermath from it, and I think that's good, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was, you know, because after the Tone comes out, and then that rewires my whole brain for music, finding out what happened with Brit and everything. And then Artificial is me being like, what the fuck am I doing? Voicemails from a Loser was like, I was like, is this what We Scheme's going to be now? But I was like, this isn't We Scheme.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then after Voicemails from a Loser is when, you know, after 2 years of talking, Britt and I, you know, decided to work together again after that album. It was like, because we'd been talking for 2 years, you know, since the release of After the Tone. And then I was finally like, all right, do you want to fucking do this again? Like,
yeah. No, it was a good touch, but I just paused there to say I think this is kind of the feel that I expected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
I'm waiting for proof. Honestly, I'm waiting for proof. Did it make sense the way that you left this? Do you regret that our lips never kissed? Out of your scent is something that I miss. That you miss, that we miss. Do you recall the way that you touched me? And when you fall, you'd lean close to brush me. Faking it all, you claim you don't love me. You want this, we lost it. I'll be here and waiting for the proof. Now, if you're gonna vanish with a poof, wow. Did you think I wouldn't figure out how? All your tricks are bubbles that I popped. Go ahead with your denial while I smile, knowing that we were the perfect blend of style.
So I'm curious, because I know you got a few Skeem lovey songs that kind of go into this, not lovey, but like kind
Heartbreak Sad Boy
songs.
songs.
Heartbreak Sad Boy songs. I'm wondering if this is kind of tied to those, or if this is kind of independent.
I mean, usually I base a lot of these songs on the same few instances in my life, and I just embellish and grow from there. My heartbreak songs are usually not one-to-one. You know, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
But they're usually generally based off of a few different people from my life.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah. So it's not like we're not like telling an exact one-to-one story here of a actual event. Sometimes that'll get spliced in.
Right.
But yeah, I like making songs like this because it's my favorite music to listen to, and so what I'll usually do is kind of like have a starting point of authenticity and just create from there.
Right.
You know, sometimes when I write this kind of stuff, like the No PM stuff, my solo stuff now, I'll just like think about emotions that I had when I was like in high school and college. You know, because your emotions are a lot stronger then because you're a stupid kid, and I'll just write a song to myself, and then I'll switch it to a first-person perspective, and that's how a lot of those songs come out.
Yeah.
But to what you're saying, yeah, this is the same kind of topics, you know, like True Love from Once Upon a Loser.
Yeah.
Is going to be based off of similar situations that this song is based off of. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
You want this, we lost it. I'll be here and waiting for the proof. Now, if you're gonna vanish with a poof, wow. Did you think I wouldn't figure out how? All your tricks are bubbles that I popped. Go ahead with your denial while I smile, knowing that we were the perfect blend of style. I compiled all the memories and packed them into piles, sorted files until evidence was stacking up for miles. But you turned tail at the first trial. How can I be honest with you when I don't know the fake from the truth? You told me I was lying to you, but honestly I'm waiting for proof. Honestly I'm waiting for proof. Yeah, honestly I'm waiting for proof.
You know that's a lie, Tay. The heartbreak songs are my favorite things to write. They just don't end up being based on you.
I just saw that one. That's because there's no heartbreak with her. It's all
That's right.
perfect.
That's right.
There we go.
No, it's all. You're a damn liar. You're married.
Yeah, that's true. It's not perfect, but it's good.
Heartbreak.
It's not heartbreak. I like this song. One thing I keep thinking about through it is because I know that Broken Dreams is coming out. I think it's a really nice setup song to Broken Dreams.
Yeah, aesthetically and sonically, I did kind of want to because Broken Dreams will get right back to the storyline.
Yeah, I like the actions over words vibe of the song. Like 100%. This isn't like it's not a song that I would really dig in and pour over lyrically, you know. Because the central theme to me really comes back to it's actions over words, you know. It's what you show me versus what you actually what you say, and it goes back a lot of times. It's like, you know, that applies to a relationship. It applies to being a parent, even when you're a parent. Going back,
Good morning,
it's just like
Inga.
Morning, Inga. It's just like when you're talking to your kids, you know, and it's like, okay, but if you're actually sorry, do better next time. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of what the song keeps giving me. Like I said, for me, the bigger emphasis on this song is how it sets up Broken Dreams, and I think it does a really good job at that, because sonically this is and tonally this is preparing me for the Broken Dreams
Broken
track.
Dreams. This is one of the pinnacle songs of the album. For me, there's three pinnacle songs: Broken Dreams, So You Know I'm Fine, and Atone from the Void. Those are like the staples of this album, the most heavy with the story.
Yeah.
Broken Dreams, a lot of people kind of were mixing up what I'm saying in it or what it's about, including the main person it's about, Brittany, because when I sent it to her, she had some questions. Because when she listened to it, she's like, it sounds like you're still mad about stuff in this.
I didn't think it came across as mad.
Well, there's certain parts that I knew what she meant.
Yeah.
And what Broken Dreams is really about is, and where it gets kind of confusing, is it's chronologically written from my perspective when she came out to record the Stargazing album with me.
Yeah.
Like, so when we listen to this song, it's literally me going through from the moment I picked her up from the airport through that week of creating music. And because that week, by the time Friday came around when we filmed the music videos, before Matt came over to film the videos, we had we finally had like a fairly like more heated type of discussion on that Friday. Not like angry heated, but just more like intense.
Yeah.
Where it was finally like, okay, we've been talking for 2 years, but let's like I was like, can we be real about, because a lot of it, once, you know, when she reached out after the Tone album, and we decided to talk, one of the big things we talked about behind the scenes was we don't want the We Skeem community to just hate you, because I don't hate you. So we have to be very careful at how we position this now that everything's changed. Right. And part of that was having to downplay a lot of what happened. And so Broken Dreams is kind of about when I was like, okay, for the last 2 years, rightfully so, I've made sure that we've tempered any emotions of the people who follow me so they won't disown you or hate you. But we have to talk about how fucked up what happened was.
Yeah.
And like really have a more real conversation now face to face. And so that's kind of what Broken Dreams is about. It is the week that she spent at my house, starting from picking her up at the airport through that week and how that went. So when she was listening to it, she was like, these are some big emotions. Some of them seem negative. I'm like, yeah, it's because I'm recounting the story. This isn't where I am now. This is.
I mean, I kind of took that when I was listening to Broken Dreams, though. Like, that was kind of the way that it hit me anyway. Was very, there was, you know, there was a shitty time. There was a shitty like situation. There was, you know, all this negativity. But all of that led to something better and beautiful and the way it was meant to be. Like, so I don't know. Like when it comes around. I get what you're saying. I get where she was coming from with saying, "Oh, these are some negative emotions," but I don't think that.
Well, there's some sensitivity there too. You have to think it wasn't until like 2 months ago that Britt ever actually listened to the diss track on her.
Yeah.
Like she knew about it. She just didn't want to listen to it.
Fair enough.
Right. And so there's I mean, you have to think from the time that we reunited to the time we made a song together again was 2 years, and we talked fairly frequently throughout those 2 years. There is 11, 12 years of resentment on my side that we were working through, because like she didn't resent me during that time, but there was, there was a lot of things she had to deal with, coming to terms with what she actually fucked up for herself, right? So it was a slow burn. There's a lot of pieces there. So it's not surprising to me that when she heard the song of me like bringing up those feelings, that she wanted to make sure that this was past tense. Yeah. Because I think that's an insecurity spot for her that's getting a little less insecure. But she's had a bit of a reservation, hesitation, whatever word you want to, concern maybe is the best word, that that I would still carry that resentment because of the justification behind it. Yeah. So she is fairly sensitive to if, I'm kind of showing that. And I don't think that's an irrational reaction from her.
No, I don't think so either. I get that. That makes sense. All right, we got about a minute more of this one before we get into Broken Dreams, so let's run. I know we kind of derailed a little bit.
Did we rewind it a bunch? I thought it was over.
No. No, I paused it right there.
Okay, all right. I don't know what's the rest of the song. I don't remember my shit. But what else do I do with this song?
I wanted us to be more open. You found
I have a whole rap verse.
Oh yeah,
I forgot I have a whole fucking rap verse in this song. I thought we were done. Hold up. I was still cooking. My bad.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Us to be more open. You found doors to close them. I pointed out that we're both broken. You want it unspoken. I watched you cry as you denied that you're afraid of passion. As days went by, you locked your stride to cling to safe attraction. Go ahead, don't.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense, even as a lead-in and with the conversation that we just had. Like, I don't think this is about Brittany. No,
it's not.
Yeah, but it's fun as a lead-in also, and because
it's got shared thematic, theme.
I always try to think double-minded about things too, as somebody who knows the story and as a casual listener. And as a casual listener, it actually like kind of makes those two songs kind of mesh and run together better. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. I'll stop pausing on this song because we've made this.
I thought it was over. That's my fault. I forgot my own song.
You're afraid of passion. As days went by, you locked your stride to cling to safe attraction. Go ahead, don't admit all the things you said to me. Go ahead, don't admit how you fell in love with me. Go ahead, don't admit longing for some weirdo kid. Go ahead, don't admit talking big, talking shit. How can I be honest with you when I don't know the fake from the truth?
I have a fun fact about this
song. What's that?
I haven't shared this fun fact yet about this song. I want to right now. So the chorus, has that little, the lead vocal and then the echoing vocal.
Right.
That was a happy accident. When I was copying and pasting the background vocals, because I usually will perform the lead vocals every chorus. I might copy and paste certain bits. But I was copying and pasting the background vocals, and I accidentally pasted them at the wrong measure. Yeah. And it was that echo. And I was like, oh, fuck, that sounds way better. So it originally was layered over the song, and there was just kind of like a beat of space in the music. Yeah. And a little bit of a delay, but not much. And then I was like, hey, this is so much better. So this is one of my few choruses where the lead vocal is one vocal stem. There's not any doubling on the lead vocal. Right. And then the backgrounds are all shifted to the side for that echo. It was completely accidental originally, but I was just like, that sounds way better. So happy accident.
The best things in life always are happy accidents.
For a lot of people, yeah.
My child was intentional, for the record. Take
Both
that
of
how
mine.
you will.
So. Oh goddamn! Shots fired at the child. All right, let's go.
When I don't know the fake from the truth.
Sorry, today was her birthday. I'm a little reminiscent.
You told me I was lying to you, but honestly I waited for proof. Honestly I waited for proof. Honestly I waited for proof. Honestly I'm waiting. Honestly I'm waiting. Honestly I'm waiting for proof.
Yeah, I like that song. Like I said, to me though, it hits a lot better as a transition song. A lot more, not even better, a lot more as a transition song. It's a really.
We got a music video for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Are you calling my song trans?
No.
It's a trans
Yes.
song.
Yes. Also, what up, Dog Stray? And it does not surprise me that Jim likes this song that much. Like
he likes sad boy music because he's cultured. Jim, I don't know if you know No PM, my solo project, but you would get a big old boner for that project. It's all sad boy music.
Oh no, Jim's
But
gonna
that's
be.
like my favorite. That's like my favorite type of music to make. Like when I'm just like, it's called No PM because that stands for No One Picked Me, but also because I only make it when it's not in the PM because I make it at like, if I make a No PM song, it's like 2 a.m. and I have insomnia. So it's like all the kind of music I make when like I'm the worst version of myself. So it's perfect sad boy music. Yeah, you'll be all about it.
There you go, Jim. Get lost in that rabbit hole. Elena just realized that that subpar professional was you. So yes, Elena, Rob is now the mainstay. Skeem is dead.
For this stream. This is you gotta like this is your last chance if you want to call me Skeem. So you should be getting it out of your system now.
That's gonna be a tough transition. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna do badly at that a few times.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's the tougher one. It's like,
what do they call it in the trans community? Dead naming someone?
Yeah.
Skeem is like you guys dead naming me.
Bro, I'm gonna be dead naming the fuck out of you many times.
I'm gonna cancel you. You're canceled. We're gonna get you.
Well, like the thing is, because so, and I know I'm not alone in this. It's just I've known that your name was Rob for a long time, but I never like used it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you never called me that.
Yeah.
Very often.
But it's like I've got myself into such a habit of just always saying Skeem because I didn't want to use your name, and then like even.
I do keep calling Tay Mrs. Skeem in our streams. All right, we're never gonna get anywhere with this talk. Let's watch Broken Dream.
I was about to say the same thing though. I was like,
this is gonna go in circles forever.
Even for her, when she popped into the chat, I was like, do I acknowledge that that's his wife, or do I just pretend that I don't know that? Because I'm like, I'm not sure how I approach this. Like, anyway, we got Broken Dreams. Let's go.
You landed in my space, jumped into my truck to get a ride down to my place. 13 years between the times when you would see my face, eager to pick up where we left off, resume the chase. But I wasn't safe and I wasn't calm, and I needed space. But the day moved on, mending wrong. Still my beaming face, couldn't keep it strong. Writing songs as the night went too long, all the pain piled on, and we broke with the dawn. Setting dreams in our hands and we dropped them, tying our ropes over seams, try to stop them, making no jokes. It's too late. Or two, I should have said it. Kept it in to not regret it. Let it spin inside my head. It never stopped to lie in bed. It doesn't drop insomniac. We die indebted to the monsters I invented. But you gave the pieces that would make it a vagrant. Seeking asylum in my...
See, I'll pause right there and say, even when we're talking about like you know, Leia thinking about the monsters that you created, was really like the tell for me when I was listening to this, because I was like, is this like some older emotion or something? But that was the point where I was like, no, this isn't. This is just literally recounting
this is recounting
the
week.
Yeah,
the week of us recording together, and the footage here is a combination from back when After the Tone was a thing. That's why you see young version of me
right
in all of these, one of the old After the Tone music videos,
right.
And then the other two main things that you'll see are some of the behind the scenes stuff from the week we record the album together that I hadn't put out before. And then another thing that I don't think I ever really released most of, all the stuff with me and the Skeem mask, that's behind the scenes of the No More music video.
Yeah.
The diss track on Britney. So there's layers to what I chose to put in this video. Never before seen spots of me making the diss track on Britney as one of the recurring visuals in a song about that.
Fair enough. It fits. I like the vibe, and I know that I'm supposed to say Weirdo Party is my favorite song from the album. Of everything that I've heard so far, honestly, I think this is my favorite song from the album.
My favorite album is the title song, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, you haven't heard that. Second place is So You Know I'm Fine.
Yeah.
Is my second favorite. Also that one, do you know Liz Wildcat from Australia?
Mm-mm.
She's been a schemer from day one.
Okay.
Back before ERB blew up my channel.
I think I know the name from your comments. I think we've interacted a few times, but I don't
She's
know.
She's got a tattoo of the We Scheme mask and lyrics from the song what's that song? It's one of my old songs that was never even on an album. It was before I made my first album. But she's got lyrics from that song and the We Scheme mask tattooed on her, and there is a reference to that in So You Know I'm Fine. Liz gets a mention. So spoiler alert.
Sappy Skeem. Let's go.
Credit, let it spin inside my head. It never stopped till I embedded. Doesn't drop insomniac. We die indebted to the monsters I invented. But you give the pieces that would make it a vagrant. Seek an asylum in my headspace. Can't make the claim that you are blameless. Gotta face this in the same sense. Shared responsibility. Please give it some humility. Accept the truth. My hate came with nobility and justified utility. We go way back, but to get back, we have to give due merit to hostility. I'm more than just a villain. You did more than just ignoring me. But we both know that as the story sees. That's why you're spending new late nights with me.
Also.
The late nights shout out.
Yeah, because Late Nights was the face reveal video.
Yeah. No, I remember that.
That song was when I was knowing I was going to do the After the Tone album, and Late Nights was about like being kept up at night with all these thoughts of what's happened in my past and going forward. I was like, I'm going to finally talk about some of this stuff now. And so, spending new late nights with me, because, we had these talks late at night in my house, so shout out.
Well, so I had pieced that together. I don't think I said that when I reacted to this song, specifically because you probably don't even remember this, because I know you had a lot going on around that time. But I remember I was driving back from Lubbock, Texas. I was driving back from a show, and I was driving through Arkansas, and you sent me a text and said, so I'm doing a face reveal in like 30 minutes. And and I stopped on the side of the of the interstate in the middle of nowhere in Arkansas, and I was like, wait, what? Like, I was like, are you serious? You were like, yep. And you were like, it's very abrupt, and all of a sudden, like, there is no lead in. It's just happening.
Yeah, there's no hype. We're just getting this on.
So I
had stuff I wanted to do.
Yeah, I knew your mind state around that. I just, like, personally, I've not put that out there because it was a private conversation that we had, and so, like, not my place or anything like that. But yeah, I thought it was very fitting that clip was actually in here and that line was in here.
Yep. Anywho, there's a lot of that in this album. I figure this will be the time I could talk about some of that stuff, because there won't be another time for me to do it. So might as well.
Fair enough. Let's go.
Late nights with me.
hot tech. I have a photo. This is Liz's tattoo. You're not really gonna be able to see it that well, but half of it's the broken mask from the Once Upon a Loser album. The other half is the mask from Pop Punk Is Dead, and the lyrics are from the song "The Best," and it's "I may not be perfect, but I'll still be me." Right. Is from that song. So shout out Liz. The tattoo artist did a great job too. It's a cool looking tattoo.
It is a really good looking tattoo. I've actually seen a picture of it before. Like I saw that, but I know I think maybe in your Discord or somewhere I've seen a picture.
Notice the cover of this album is the cracked mask from Once Upon a Loser as well.
Right.
It made a return.
Right.
Just this time the eyeball is not visible through it like it was on Once Upon a Loser.
Yeah.
Like I said, Once Upon a Loser is the most similar album to this of the week.
I saw the artwork similarity. I like that. I like that. You know, I mean, I like the visual of just the blackness around. I can see the shape of your head. You know, I can see like
a little bit,
you coming out of it a little bit.
The void.
Yeah.
The void, right.
But I like that visual. I do like pulling.
The whole album is a bar though. Atone from the void, you know, that's a double entendre.
Right.
Atone after the
you're
tone.
atoning from the void, and
but I'm atoning
atone from the void.
But I'm atoning. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I was actually having that conversation with my wife earlier because I was telling her I was going to do this album review tonight, and I told her the name of it, and I was like, you know, it's kind of neat. I'm excited to see like what I was excited to see the artistic side of it, even though I'm not excited about what it is. I'm not excited about Skeem being dead.
How you feeling about watching the last video? Because I think you have a good idea of what's in it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling great about it, honestly.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's get closer to it. Let's get there together.
All right, WTF, which is...
This is the final cringe We Skeem song, so soak it in. This was it.
Oh no.
This was the final hurrah of Rapidy Rap Skeem. You know, if you've this and that Eminem remix, this is it. This is the last you're getting. You know that literally there's a song called Rapidy Rap where I do this kind of thing. This was it. So to eat it up, guys, this is the last one you get of Cringe Lord Skeem.
Sad face. Sad face. All right, let's go.
Oh, you want me to like rap? I'm sorry, usually the only type of rapping this spick takes seriously is the burrito variety. Swallow it down, kept by the pound, out of the pharmacy. So I know how, catching the pound, try to put claws in me. All of the songs, drowning them out, I don't like pussy queens. What I have found, sticking around, all of your music freaks. Yeah.
There's a song that this reminds me of so much, and I cannot put my finger on it.
I don't know.
It is.
I just was going for generic boom bap for the sound, just so I could have fun with it.
You know what? No, it's you wouldn't have even heard it, I don't think, because it's a Twisted song, but it's a really obscure Twisted song.
I definitely haven't heard Twisted.
Yeah.
No, I would not have heard it.
That's crazy because it's like, because he even starts off, he has a similar flow, like, how many lines in, how many rhymes and times am I in, and how many people are hoping me in, like.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's crazy.
I went for Skeem meets generic boom bap.
Yeah, I feel that. Like I said, I don't think you did it intentionally. It's just wild to me listening to the flow and the beat.
Well, I know I've never heard an obscure Twisted song. I haven't heard his most famous songs, let alone obscure ones.
Right. All right. Let's go.
Try to put claws in me. All of the songs, drowning them out. I don't like pussy queens. What I have found, sticking around, all of your music freaks. You're like a fish on a tightrope I'm cutting. Tipping scales till you go broke and for nothing. I just make rap as a joke, but you're frontin'. Your shit's the real main nap or some belly gutting.
How you like that fishing scheme?
Huh?
How do you like that fishing scheme?
I like that. I like this whole song because I'm even thinking like again, it's a consistent Skeem song. It's even throwing back into, you know, just I'm just shit talking. I'm here. I make rap for fun. Like it's a good, if it's gonna be the last Rapidy Rap Skeem song, it's a good final.
And this song is the only song on the album that takes a shot at a petty issue. Because I think the start of the second verse is, I'm on the high road, rocking to some cartoons. That's the only way I'll ever rap about some cartoons. There's a nerdcore jab. It's in there.
You're still not letting them fellas go. I feel you.
No,
I feel
those
you.
fuckers are cringe as hell. If they would just acknowledge they were cringe, I wouldn't have an issue with it.
It's what's funny to me. I will say this. It's hilarious to me that everyone that you have issues with ends up doing nerdcore. Like,
bro, I'm telling you. Every one of those fuckers, when I say they're a weird, disingenuous, bad person, guess where they end up? Where all the weird, disingenuous, bad people go to make millions. It's crazy. It is true, though. That is very accurate.
It just occurred to me, like, in that...
there's nothing faker than being a nerdcore artist, and who do I usually have issues with?
That's true. That's fair.
Fake people usually get on my nerves really fast, so that there's a connection there.
That's fair.
But no, the fish scheme was just kind of fun, stupid nonsense with the a fish on a tightrope tipping scales. Like, I had so much fun with how dumb these bars are. And then belly gutting at the end because you got a fish. Wait, McGuire isn't a bad person. No, McGuire's not a bad person. He definitely did sell a bit of his soul for the nerdcore clout. But he's not a bad guy. He's just he's like the good guy caught up with a bad friend group. Like,
I was more referring to other people that Skeem has had issues with.
Like McGuire either. I've never had issues with McGuire.
Yeah.
We've never had beef. I mean, he can't really associate with me anymore because all of nerdcore hates me. So like I get that. But he and I haven't ever personally had any beef that I'm aware of.
Right. And McGuire is a fantastic dude, fantastic artist.
Yeah, I've got no issues with McGuire. I can't blame him for selling out, but it bums me out because he used to make really good music. But I don't, you got to make your money, and I like him as a dude. I've never had issues with him.
I'll say McGuire is about as far into nerdcore as I can get.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on from nerdcore, let me rip the nerdcore this song for a second.
What up, Nikki? All right, let's go.
Nikki.
Main nap or some belly gut. Some cartoons, that's the only way I'll ever rap about some cartoons. All you corny bitches make me wonder if I'm too goon. Never thought myself a thug until I saw what you do.
Like that though. Never thought myself a thug until I see what you do.
Now I'm like, am I big thug and I didn't know it? I feel like I got street cred now. Like, goddamn.
Once Skeem is thuggier than you gotta really rethink your life.
You gotta rethink your life. When you're trying to make these songs about how hard you are, like Charizard, I'm like, bro, really? You're making me feel like I run the streets right now when you say that. Calm down.
I get you.
Never thought myself a thug until I saw what you do. Then you make a guy feel 10 feet tall. I paint my nails and surprise, I've got the bigger bones that never feels that your demise is chasing trends that fall. But you don't care, you get the clout and you can keep it all. Meanwhile, at the peak of my success is when I made the choice to give the shit a rest. Fiends smiled when they peeked in at my duress, and then they thought I really gave a fuck about being the best. Nope.
I kind of get it too. While I still maintain that I don't love the hook,
you see why I left it though, right?
I get it because
it feels so right for this song.
It actually does.
So like lazy and not giving a shit. It just fits so well.
It does. It does. I don't want it to, but it does.
I thought about all the ways I could like spice up this hook and make it good. I was like, no, I like it like this, where it's just like fuck off, bro.
I get that. What was that?
He said, Redneck said, I thought you heard Skeem say he's goon. Yeah, I said, I'm wondering if I'm too goon, like too much of a goon. That is the lyric. Yeah.
Oh.
Our Goon Squad. Oh well. No,
I don't think there was an intentional
Adam Calhoun's not important enough for me to care like that they call themselves. Like Goon's just a word that I've known for a while. If Adam Calhoun people call themselves that, there's no relation. He's not on my radar as an individual. So.
Yeah,
he's not important.
Goon is a not uncommon word.
Yeah.
In a variety of contexts.
Definitely no intentional mention of Adam Calhoun by saying Goon. No.
He has intentionally mentioned Adam plenty of times. Go to his videos for those.
Not in my songs.
No. Not in your songs.
When I'm being forced to react, when I used to be forced to react on a bunch of Tom McDonald, and Adam Calhoun came and ruined everything I liked about Tom.
I like Adam. Moving on. Wait, where did my unpause button go?
I have no idea about Adam as a person. I don't really care. I just know his music is painfully bad. That's all it is.
If only I was a little more brain dead.
Fuck your dad, fuck your mother, fuck your brother, fuck your cat, fuck your dog, fuck your sister, especially if your sister's hot. I'd like to fuck your sister, kind of a lot. If she's hot, what's your sister's number?
What the fuck, man?
Like, I had so much fun with that song. Like, I was like, this is the send-off for Skeem trolling. This has got to be a fun one.
I like that outro. Fuck your mom, fuck your dad, fuck your dog, fuck your cat, fuck your sister, especially if your sister's hot.
I want to fuck your sister kind of a lot. What's your sister's number?
Oh, there it was.
No, I was very happy with how stupid that song turned out.
Oh, that was good. The outro. I mean, the song's valid too. Like, here's the thing. At the end of the day, like, a million times I agree. That's why I never got into nerdcore. I agree with all of the criticism you have ever given that genre.
It could be a great genre if it would just acknowledge what it was instead of trying to be something cool.
Bro, that's the thing. It's a genre that on paper...
I would listen to goofy, fun, even semi-serious songs based on famous properties. I absolutely would. But when you make it into, like, gang rap or just, like, super clout chasey without any soul to it, which is usually one of the two ways they go, I'm just like, fuck off, this is crazy.
Well, that was what I told Ethic when he dipped a toe and made that Piccolo rap song. Like I
made a Piccolo rap? God damn it! I should have known. I would have flown out to Philly and just punched him and then flown back.
But I enjoyed like the thought of it. You know, I'm a DBZ fan. Like, I'm not an anime fan, but I'm a fan of DBZ.
I like Balls of the Dragon variety.
Yeah. And it's like, and so like, it's a genre that I want to get down with. Ethic was real about it though. Ethic was like, no, I was just having fun. Like, he did the one song and didn't do it again. And I'm like, that's fun. Like,
fun.
You know, as long as like,
hey, listen, I still have the hottest nerdcore track on the internet. You wanna pull up? Like, I'm gonna send this to you if you don't have it. Unironically, if nerdcore was like this, I would love it because there's a bunch of goofiness to it. Not to stroke my own dick, but I absolutely nailed what I'm about to send you.
Which one is it?
It's a SpongeBob thing. I've got to see if it's still up anywhere. I might have to like find it somewhere else. But the new yep, here it is. The new king of nerdcore has arrived. I'm just gonna. Can I just put it in your Twitch chat? Will you be able to get it from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Enjoy. Throw this on screen because it's so fucking dumb. But this is what I feel like nerdcore should be. And if you guys understand SpongeBob, you will know how many references I cram into this goddamn 1-minute song. So many SpongeBob references slammed into this. Some of them fairly deep cut, too.
Oh no, the video is unavailable.
What? Let me try. Hold on. Refresh.
Okay.
Let's see. Refresh.
Yes, hello.
I remember this.
If you could play that song again. Which one, man?
The one that goes.
Wallet fat, rip my pants, got that custom money. All my women like finance, always pump these honeys. Step to me, say let's dance. You know I ain't running. Iron ass when you stab, that won't work, you dumbass. Killing the competition. Everybody knows that I'm on a mission. Don't need a hook, I'm all done with fishing. One-eyed specs, they don't see the vision. Disrespect and you're going missing. Big blue comes, they get no admission. Smitty, Whippin, Jägerman, Jensen just brought down to second position.
Yes.
That Smitty Urban Jaeger bar goes fucking hard though, if you know the show.
So I don't know SpongeBob very well.
You should, because it's great. But Smitty Urban Jägerman Jensen was number one. There's no further explanation. He was just the number one person that ever exists. The whole episode is he was number one, because there's this hat that says number one, and it belongs to Smitty Urban Jägerman Jensen,
Right.
the number one thing to ever exist. So that's why it ends with Smitty Urban Jägerman Jensen just moved down to second position. Like, that's actually a cold-ass bar in SpongeBob terms. Anyway, that's what I think Nerdcore should be. Just
I get it. Because he was number one, so
Yep,
yeah, okay.
And I'm rapping as Mr. Krabs in that song, which is why I mentioned, like,
Yeah.
One-Eyed Freaks, which is Plankton.
See,
Talk about Hook, because there's a whole episode about playing hooky, which is playing with the hooks, but then made it into a hook chorus. Like, that was Iron Abs Krabs is his nickname. So
Well-
they're trying to stab at you, but he got the Iron Abs, like...
okay.
It's a deep cut nerdcore.
So as not a SpongeBob fan, I took that line in a different direction. I was thinking about stabs, like when you're recording vocals and you stab, you run a stab line. You know,
that's not intentional, but you
like,
can throw that.
that was where my brain went. So hey, okay.
So anyway, if nerdcore was that, I wouldn't have a problem with nerdcore because
feel-
it's fun.
I feel that. All right, Sandbox Kid is up next, and I'm actually
This is a weird one, baby. This is very Once Upon a Loser vibe.
See, well, that was the first thought that I got, because when I saw Sandbox Kid, I'm like, oh, this is going back to those yeah.
Like people who like Once Upon a Loser should like this album, and I felt like that was Once Upon a Loser and After the Tone were the two albums that really represented what We Scheme was supposed to be.
Right.
So I took a lot from those when I was building this final one.
Well, that makes sense. Like I said, when I saw the title Sandbox Kid, that was where my brain went. So I get that. All right, let's check it out.
Give it up for the Sandbox Kid, sitting searching for love, but it always hid. Give it up for the Sandbox Kid, thought he found the little ones, but he never did. On the playground, hiding from the loud sounds, find a little shade under a tree where he is not found. Mama says he's been down, nervous of a new town, tries to entertain by faking fame and playing the clown. He don't know.
So this is absolutely in the Once Upon a Loser vibe, and this is absolutely so far my favorite song on this album. Like,
Bro,
not even gonna lie.
Get ready, you got some twists and turns coming. I've leveled up in my production style since Once Upon a Loser, so this has a little more to it than those songs.
I started to feel happy with the introduction, like just out the gate, because it felt just warm and fuzzy and relatable. And then you actually started kind of going into, you know, the shades of the past, where you're talking about, you know, feeling uncomfortable in a new town. And I'm like, oh, we're literally continuing this story. Okay.
Yep, brand new city.
Okay. Let's go. If I can find my unpause button.
Mama
Let's
says
go.
he's been down, nervous of a new town, tries to entertain by faking fame and playing the clown. He don't know what love really looks like, beaten by his brothers and he's given a new bike. He's afraid of love when it feels right, always been taught to hide away in the night. Shh. Give it up for the Sandbox Kid, sitting searching for love, but it always hid. Give it up for the Sandbox Kid, thought he found the little ones, but he never did. Give it up for the Sandbox Kid, sitting searching for love, but it always hid. Give it up for the Sandbox Kid, thought he found the little ones, but he never did. As he grew up, when people treated him well, he didn't think of heaven, but he did believe in hell. Only picked the people who would kick him when he fell, because he never trusted anyone who wished him well. And he didn't like being lied to.
Okay, so right when the change up happened was when I was going to pause, and then I had to kind of hear that through for a second.
You'll have to run that back because it's a drastic change up.
Yeah. No, here's the thing. This is what hits me about this song. This is what hit me about a lot.
Hit me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, perfect example. This is what hit me about a lot of your early songs was, I was never like a popular kid. And that's the thing. Like,
shocking.
It's a relatable vibe. I didn't become the cool guy until like I had done the army thing and all that.
You
and like
never become the cool
guy.
guy.
I never became the cool guy. Like, I'm very much still not. You know what I mean? It's just like now it's like individuality is valued or something like that. And I'm like, dude, I've been doing this shit. Like, we've been out here. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm with that.
Well, Jiminator, he you'll be glad to know that the beat is speeding up here. There are, depending on how you classify a tempo change, 3 or 4 tempo changes in this song, and they never go slower than the original tempo. They return to the original tempo, but they never go slower than the original. It's only faster, go back to original, faster.
See, what really happened was the edible just kicked in, and so Jim thought that it slowed down, but it hadn't. We all knew what was happening here, okay?
I mean, the beat changes completely, but yeah. Anyway.
Let's go.
Mailbox kid thought he found the little ones, but he never did. As he grew up, when people treated him well, he didn't think of heaven, but he did believe in hell. Only picked the people who would kick him when he fell, because he never trusted anyone who wished him well. And he didn't like being lied to. He didn't like being lied to. He didn't like being lied to. Anyone who said he wasn't always, well, that must just be a lie too. I just don't like being lied to. I just don't like being lied to. I just don't like being lied to. Anyone who says that I'm not always, well, that must just be a lie too. Give it up for the sandbox kid, sitting searching for love, but it always hid. Give it up for the...
Does it speed up right there? Because it feels like I'm almost...
No, it's the rhythm of the drums that'll throw you off, because you got halftime on a faster tempo and then more of a double time on the regular tempo.
Well, that was kind of why I asked, because I wanted to shout that out, because it almost tricks your brain how it plays off of.
It does. It makes it feel like that middle part is slower, but it's technically faster. But the drum slows down.
Yep.
There's a lot going on in the production of this song.
It's really neat. I even like the little turn right there where we go. Doesn't like being lied to. I don't like being lied to. Like again,
the admission.
Yeah.
That this is autobiographical. Because it's acting like I'm talking about someone else the rest of the song. It's
right.
Like, all right.
Right. But
let's cut the crap for a second.
But also too, when you're coming into a new place trying to find trust again, like that is the biggest. I feel like that's the biggest roadblock with me in making true relationships with people in my life, is not having that element of honesty. Like when it comes down to it, I will not.
The theme here is that this isn't like the theme here isn't one that would be the natural kind of uncertainty of people, because that's a thing. That's a healthy thing of like, you don't just trust people you've just met and you want to get connections. Specifically, what this song is talking about from my own experience is that in my own house, and Once Upon a Loser elaborates on this a lot more. Yeah. I was very, I guess, emotionally abused would be the word, right? By my immediate family, and then that extended to the people that I hung out with. And this song is kind of talking about my role in that, in that I didn't find out until very recently about this pattern that I've had where if people treat me well, if people were nice to me, I assumed they were up to something, because I had been trained that the people who love you, my immediate family, treat you a certain way, and it's a very negative way. So when people would claim that they cared about me or they loved me and they treated me well, I thought they were lying, because I'd been conditioned to believe what love looked like was being abused. And I was well into my 30s before I realized this, and it's why I had a lot of friendships and relationships that were cut off short, because as soon as people started to like actually like me or actually care about me, I would start to think that they were lying to me. Because I was like, oh, okay, now I see it. You're treating me really nice. Do you think I'm some sort of like game to you? Are you trying to get something out of me? And so these relationships usually break down a year or two in when people actually started to genuinely care about me, because the way that care looks like compared to what I thought it looked like was so much different. So this song's really kind of more talking about that. When I'm talking about I don't like being lied to, it's not that people were actually lying to me. It's that my interpretation was anyone who showed me genuine love was lying to me, and I didn't want to be lied to, so I avoided it. Your interpretation I like because it's more relatable, and I figured people would take that from this song. But I just, since we're here, I figured I'd tell you what
fair enough.
What my version is.
I mean, that is the point, you know? I mean, and I like that. Also, purely looking at title, because I haven't heard Things You Did to Me yet, but I also feel like in that vein, it would set up a song that would be called Things You Did to Me.
Yeah, Things You Did to Me kind of goes more in that proof element where we're talking about some general life experiences. Or in Once Upon a Loser, this is where True Love would have popped up, right? And this, even in some of how the story is told, there's a lot of Once Upon a Loser in this album, because this would be where Things You Did to Me is where True Love was in Once Upon a Loser, and it's different sonic vibe, but you know, kind of that same tone, I guess. Well, this song still got a few more twists in it, though.
Okay, let's go.
Sandbox kid thought he found the little ones, but he never did. Give it up for the sandbox kid, sitting searching for love, but it always hid. Give it up for the sandbox kid, thought he found the little ones, but he never did. Give it up for the sandbox kid, sitting searching for love, but it always hid. Give it up for the sandbox kid, thought he found the little ones, but he never did. Give it up for the sandbox kid, sitting searching for love, but it always hid. Give it up for the sandbox kid, thought he found the little ones, but he never did.
I like how Ing of me thinks, you know, if it's fast, it's Christmas. Fast means Christmas. Or maybe it was the bums that she thought was Christmas.
Bum. Like, no, I stand on what I said. Like not necessarily for lyrical depth, even though like it's there. Just purely sonically, that is probably my favorite song on the album. It's just such a bouncy vibe. You know what I mean? And it's funny because it's such a bouncy kind of upbeat vibe with a very depressing undertone, you know?
Yeah, I like those juxtapositions in songs sometimes.
I like them too. I'm a big fan
Happy
of them.
song with sad lyrics.
Yes, exactly. Mr.
So this
Sandman?
next song, Things You Did to Me, is the oldest song on the album.
Okay.
I've had this song, had been working on it, and it actually was going to be on the Stargazing album with Britney, but we couldn't figure out a way to incorporate her on it. And I tweaked it a bit afterwards, and I was like, you know, in the final hurrah, there were two sounds in Once Upon a Loser that this album I wanted to have. I liked the feel of songs like True Love, but I also liked, you know, the punk kids from Once Upon a Loser, the random pop punk song. And this song's got a lot of pop punk feel to it. So this was kind of my way of fitting that into the album. It wasn't originally made for this album, but so that's why it's the oldest one, because this one's like probably over 2 years old. But I mean, I obviously redid it quite a bit before the album. But that's your fun fact about this song. It's the only song that wasn't intentionally made for this album.
I'm curious, is Britney on this one? Because I feel like when I saw the liner notes for the album, she was featured on a song.
Britney is on Atone from the Void.
Oh, okay.
The title song. So we'll talk about that in a bit. It's very fitting.
I knew I saw her name credited on one of them. I couldn't remember which one it was. And when you mentioned that you
there's
couldn't
a lot
figure out how
to
to
that, so I'll talk about it later, because that's I know that her and I have a whole music thing together, but her being in a We Scheme song is not something that was supposed to happen. So
fair enough. All right, we'll get there when we get there. Can relate to what Skeem said about love, what it should look like versus our idea of what it looks like. Yeah. I know.
I just lost all audio of you, Tyler. I don't know if the stream did, but I sure did.
The stream does not seem to have. Hold on. Test.
Not you anymore. But I don't know if that's just me or if that's the whole stream.
What if I turn off auto detection? No.
Because I'm just sitting here on Skype alone. They can hear you, but in Skype you're gone for me.
That is unfortunate.
You're out of.
What if I change here? Did that fix it?
Do you want me to hang up and call back?
Yeah,
something?
Let's do that.
Give me a thumbs up. It'll be a little delayed, but
yeah, we'll do that.
All right.
Let's see. Technical difficulties. What happy music. What a happy sound it is when you get a phone call on Skype. Can you hear me now? Still nothing. No?
Alright, still nothing. Give me a second.
Huh. Shoot. That's odd. Had to happen during my relatable point? Yeah, no. Let's see. Alright, so we are working on technological difficulties currently. Let me switch over to this screen. Anything now?
Right.
Anything now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
Can you share your screen again?
Yes.
With the audio, please?
Yes.
And I'm not on the screen anymore. You'll probably want to.
Yes, I switched it off for a minute.
Okay.
Just for the stream, but let me make sure to share.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but I can hear you. Yeah, it didn't break for them at least, so that's good. They could still hear us working through it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that, because, like, I didn't change microphones or anything.
No fucking clue, bro. Who knows? All right, we're back.
We are back. We are looking good. Some of us a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, just kidding.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Well, that's because your visual of me is delayed. I was rubbing the beard and everything.
Oh yeah, because you I have no real time view of you. Visual cues are not.
Visual cues are dead. It sucks because I'm sure you've noticed, like, 90% of my communication is like vision, like
so
nonverbal.
I've been watching the stream, trying to like figure out how you feel about things. But I'm trying to I've been making like weird facial expressions at certain parts of a song, so I know what part of the song you're listening to when I'm watching it back, like 30 seconds delayed. Just to kind of get a read on
just to get a vibe. I want to know what he was feeling right here.
This part of the song. I'm gonna make a face here, and then I'll look, see what face he makes.
That's hilarious. All right, so we've got things you did to me. Then let's just jump on into this one because the previous conversation got killed by Skype.
Yep.
All right.
I know you want to set a time, but we have had our final one, and there is nothing else to speak about the things you did to me. So go back to the douchebags who never call you back. You know that I don't do that. I always had your back. But
Jason, this song is for you. You were talking about getting cut off at your relatable point. This song's right up your alley right now, brother.
Yo, if anyone's ever been with or tried to be with someone who just constantly wanted to tell you about all their troubles, but then date the most obviously wrong people every time, and then still try to act like they're the victim, this song is for you. And I know a lot of people have experienced that. And you like hate having feelings for this person because you know they're an absolute wreck and piece of shit. But for some reason they know how to lure you back in because they get you with that sympathy, empathy, and like you think one of these days they'll figure it out. And like if they don't choose you, at least they'll choose someone who's like not a piece of shit. But eventually you'll have to realize you know, because I realized this when I was a teenager. So this is like looking back in the past. But eventually you have to realize that the solution for those people is to tell them to go fuck themselves profusely and cut them off.
Yeah.
Instantly.
It's really hard to get to that point, but I feel that 100%.
It is.
Like, I've been there a few times myself, and as soon as this one came out with that, as soon as the line go back to the douchebag, I was like, oh yes, we know this one.
We know this person.
Let's go.
So go back to the douchebags who never call you back. You know that I don't do that, I always had your back. But you run to the losers who think you're just a snack. Well, beggars can't be choosers, so don't try to win me back. Tell me that you need me, I'll tell you.
I like that line too, I'm not gonna lie.
Which one?
The losers who think you're just a snack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I like that one.
Be choosers, so don't try to win me back. Tell me that you need me, I'll tell you that you lied. Baby, you don't see me, I guess at least you tried. I flew out from LA just to see your eyes. You told me there was no way and skipped to the goodbye. Stop acting so surprised that you end up depressed. You're choosing all the guys who just want you undressed.
My man is just giving that whole conversation that everybody wants to have with this person, okay?
So this one is for all the boys. This one goes out to so many people who I know have been burned by this bitch.
This is that one that you just get on your phone just for when you need it, and like when she says something, you just nope. Like here you go. Like
The song.
there it is. I'm with it. I'm here for that song existing all day.
This song needed a home somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't made for this album, but it needed a home, and this album needed a song, and so here it is.
It's a good fit. I'm glad it's here.
And when I'm sitting there with my heart out my chest, you told me I was weird for saying I had love, I must confess. So go back to the douchebags who never call you back.
Yep.
You know that I don't do that, I always had your back. But you run to the losers who think you're just a snack. Well, beggars can't be choosers, so don't try to win me back. So go back to the scumbags who share all of your pics. Ignore all of the red flags and keep sucking their dicks. Keep running to the deadbeats that you mistake for cool. We're never gonna repeat, so don't take me for a fool. Waiting for your kiss.
Then you said goodbye.
Now you say we missed.
Then you start to cry.
Gave you all of this.
But you can't see why. Goodbye.
I will say I don't love sad boy music on the whole, but this is the sad boy music that I
one
can get
works for you.
behind. This
It's
is
because there's enough punk rock to it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And I think that's it. I think it takes me back to like the angsty days. You know what I mean?
It's sad boy music with the pop punk flavor.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and see that fits because I was always an AFI fan, a Good Charlotte fan.
Yeah.
No
Which was
effect.
sad boy music, just
Yeah.
more alt rock pop punky.
Yeah, exactly. Like so it's right up my alley. Stuff like
It's
this
in your DNA. You just have to have it a little more upbeat for you to be on board.
Yep,
A little more edgy.
yep.
Don't owe you my time or explanation. This rotten love is something that's beyond its expiration. Have you forgotten all the times you left me in exasperation? I'm moving on and stopping your attempts at new relations.
Curious on the drum tracking on this. Did you get Jonah to do them or?
No, this is me.
Okay. I was kind of wondering because some of it. So I've heard a couple of patterns that seemed like authentic drum patterns, like with triggers or something. Then like this one specifically, I was like, it would be interesting. Yeah. I was like, it would be interesting if that was actually what he chose to do sitting behind a kit. You know what I mean?
No, I mean I try to make when I do drums that aren't just like 808 style.
Yeah.
I usually will try to I'll use like I'll use like my machine.
Yeah.
And like actual like drumsticks, even though it's not like a proper set. But I'll do that just so I'm limiting myself to like what I would be doing with two sticks, and then I clean it up from there. So I conceptualize like actually drumming, just not on a drum set, just on a pad, and then I clean it from there. So I do try to make when it's supposed to be drummy there is a bit of authenticity to it to make the drum patterns make sense.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's more in like positional. No, it's not that it doesn't like it wouldn't be doable. It's to me what rewires my brain is I would have to rearrange how I usually arrange my drum set to like make that practical.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
for me, since I'm not like much of a drummer, I
Right.
don't need like the positioning. Like I
Right,
could
right.
plug in like a fucking rock band drum set or something if I
Right.
really wanted. Like, but for me, it's
Right.
more of my struggle when I'm trying to emulate drums without just recording on a drum set is making it over complex or nonsensical.
Right. Yeah.
So as long as I limit myself, I don't need everything positioned where it would be. I just need to put some sort of constraint on it, and then
Yeah.
it usually will sound pretty natural.
No, and that makes perfect sense. Like I said, a lot of people who go with pads just go crazy and they don't give a single fuck.
Well, yeah,
about
if I'm
the
using like all
realism.
my fingers and
Yeah.
stuff on the pad, it's different. That's why I'll
Yeah.
literally sit on the pad with two drumsticks,
Yeah.
and like I won't touch the kick drum with it, obviously.
Right.
I actually have a thing where I could hook my sustain pedal as the kick drum, and I'll
Right.
tap that as
you-
my kick drum.
Do you have a performance pad like an Alesis or?
No, I want to get something like that because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll use the pad to set up what I want the thing to be, and then when I actually play it for what's going to be the final, you literally use a piano.
Yeah.
But I know what I'm going to be hitting on the piano because the piano
Right,
you can
right.
play a lot more naturally like a drum
Right.
than a drum pad because it's usually the keys are like this is your
Yeah.
snare, this is your kick,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of the same restrictions when you're playing it like that. But I'll usually figure out what the loop is going to be or what the pattern is going to be with the sticks, and then I'll switch to the piano to actually compose it in.
That makes sense. Okay.
But if I could, I would just get an electric set because then I could just play it.
Right. No, an
I
electric
just don't have money for one of those.
electric set is a dream. I thankfully mine I got when I got back from Afghanistan and I had like
Yeah, I've got no
an
desire to
excess
get
of
an
money in the
acoustic
bank.
drum set because I don't even like. To be honest, I like digital drums better than acoustic drums 90% of the time. So I don't have like a desire for an acoustic set, but I do want an electric set so I can do a little more natural drum.
I get that. Yeah, you wouldn't want an acoustic kit anyway because you would have to actually like wire
Yeah,
up
buy all the
triggers
mics
and
for
all that shit.
everything.
Yeah.
And I just I don't care for the sound that much. I know that's blasphemous.
It's dependent for your like for the music that you typically make. I would agree with that. Ordinarily, I would argue the point that acoustic drums have a place. Absolutely,
they do have a place,
Yeah.
but they have a place in like rock and
Yeah.
alt rock and metal, and I'm
Yeah.
not really making any of that.
No, I get that. Like I said, that's why I'm not gonna berate you too much
Yeah.
about it because like when it comes down to it, like don't get me wrong, the drums were my first instrument and they still have my heart. You know what I mean? So like I will always say no.
But I mean, you're still playing drums on an electric set. There's no shame.
It's
still
true.
the drums.
It's true. I will say it's not as comfortable because on my
Yeah, sure. But I
yeah.
mean, I'm just like, bro, if I play a keyboard instead of a piano, I haven't neglected the piano.
right,
You know?
right, yeah, no,
It's the
I
same
feel that.
thing.
And that's why I have an electric and an acoustic kit because I mean there is a place. Anyway,
Anyway,
side
back to
side
the song.
tangents, side tangents.
Your attempts at new relationships.
I know you want to sit and talk, but we have had a final walk. There is nothing else to speak about.
There are parts of this pitched voice that really make me think that we're trying to turn this into like a bedroom song. It's like there's that little synth
Like
touch in there
bedroom pop?
too. Yeah, I don't know, like it's cilantro.
No, this song was made probably right before or right after or somewhere in the vicinity of Voicemails from a Loser.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
so yeah.
Because Voicemails from a Loser, I think, was the first time that you really wanted to get live drums kind of involved with your music, yeah? That was when you first started kind of...
Yeah. I mean, I just started to pay more attention to that part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I wasn't just making hip hop beats, and it had been a while since I'd been composing like real songs.
Well, that is interesting. I mean, if it speaks to anything, because this would have been a song that was made then, and that was a point that kind of stood out to me. So, I mean, it worked. There is something to that. Anyway.
The phases of music creation.
Yeah. Let's go.
Of the things you did to me.
So go back to the douchebags who never call you back.
So you know what's wild about this album? I haven't really been like a lot of times when I'm doing an album review, I'll try to kind of keep track of what I like more or less than anything else, and I have been cognizant of that with this one.
Sandbox Kid just blew everything out of the water.
Sandbox Kid did blow everything out of the water. The funny thing for me about this, and I know I didn't initially love Knocking or Gibberish Fires. Honestly, Gibberish Fires really, really has grown on me. I've listened to it a few times since, like not even just during this. Like I threw it on one day to actually listen to it.
It's got a lot of bling influence to it.
Genuine, well, and that makes sense because I like bling a lot. But
and
like,
you didn't like bling at first either.
I didn't. I hated it when I first listened to it. I was like, this is not a good thing. But then I came back to it, and it became probably my most repetitive listen.
It's that conservative knee-jerk, this is different, so I don't like it. Right? That's ingrained in you. Like, this is different. I don't like it. And then you're like, hold on, let me get the rational part of my brain.
Yeah.
Let's give this another try.
No, very much. But it's funny because, like, looking at this out, I can genuinely say the only song on this so far that I'm just like, I could take it or leave it is Proof. And it's not even that Proof is bad. Cilantro again.
That's I mean, it's a very Post Malone, Juice WRLD type of song, and I don't think you're into either of those.
I don't like either of them. Well, okay, I like some of what Posty does. I hate Juice WRLD.
That's because he's doing country now.
No, that's okay. Let me. Candy chips, candy paint. What was the song? Candy paint.
I don't know.
Candy chips with the white on top. Like that song. Like I can get down with like that vein of Posty.
And there's elements of Juice WRLD that I like because I like sad boy music. You know.
Yeah.
I think I like XXX Tentacion and Lil Peep more than Juice WRLD.
No. Lil Peep, I'll give you. Lil Peep actually, as far as that vein of music goes, Lil Peep.
But I like that style of music, though, right?
Yeah,
and those
right.
guys were some of the gods of it. All three of them are dead now because sad boy stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I all I'm saying is I wouldn't think Proof would be a song you would like based on what kind of music you like.
Mm-mm.
But now we're getting into the part of the album where shit gets real.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine. I will say, because everybody's been missing this joke at the end, so I'm just gonna throw it out now. The joke at the end mentions 69 because the BPM of the song is actually 69.
Okay.
And I literally say that. I literally say at the end of the song, BPM is 69, so I'm fine, and people still didn't know what that meant. That literally means that the tempo of the song is 69 beats per minute, which was intentional.
Well,
to make it, because the song is very serious, very dark, and I'm saying, but it's fine, it's a joke. Everything that We Skeem has ever been is a fucking joke, so to make sure it's still just a fucking joke, the BPM is 69.
Fair enough. The funny thing is, and obviously I don't know the song, I didn't know it was a dark song or anything. When you said the joke at the end is 69, I was like, who wouldn't get that listening to Skeem? Who would not get a 69 joke?
You'd be surprised, apparently. But this song, we're gonna go places. We got references to Sideshow. You remember that song from Punk is Dead?
Mm-hmm.
This is
probably one of my favorite songs off of that album, actually.
These two songs were me saying thank you and goodbye.
Okay.
Both. So these two songs mean a lot to me, and hopefully mean a lot to the people who are sad to see me go. Because these are the thank you goodbye songs, and so that's how they're meant to be taken. Atone from the Void has a lot more explanation, I think. But that's I guess that's what I'll say. You guys can listen to the songs and go from there.
Let's go. So I'm fine. Let's get it.
What do you expect from me, but thanks that you rejected me? I tried to think objectively, yet clearly you thought less of me. Was it the time and circumstance? I was new, you took a chance. I think we knew this couldn't last and closed our eyes as it flew past. 14 years seems really long.
Okay, so I get that piece right there. I mean, I don't know about the rejected piece unless that's more of a looking at the outside. But I do like that piece. Finally nailed it. Close our eyes at last. All that. The curtain call.
Yes, No
if
Name.
you
This
will.
is the end. This is the final album, and stay tuned because we're gonna watch the final music video in a second. It's the last video that's gonna be on that channel.
It's sad times, Chris. You missed the song that Nampy was on earlier. You'll have to go listen to it on your own now.
All alone.
All right, let's go.
At the time and circumstance, I was new, you took a chance. I think we knew this couldn't last and closed our eyes as it flew past. 14 years seems really long for me to not right clear and wrong. The sideshow act still going strong. I never meant to live that song.
I get it. You were talking about the shout out to Sideshow right there. I never meant to live that song. Okay.
Well, that's because that's what We Scheme became, right?
Right.
Well.
I never meant to live that song. So many messages, some are good and some are bad. I've kept on thinking about ending this, but I need to stay a dad. I thought that I could be a whiz and cheat.
That reminds me of a text that you sent me the other day.
What text did I send you the other day?
I'm a fan of dead things staying dead.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I've read so many messages, some are good and some are bad. I've kept on thinking about ending this, but I need to stay a dad. I thought that I could be a whiz and cheat my way through Oz. Then saw songs I wrote tattooed on Liz, couldn't grasp what I had caused.
Shout out Liz.
There's the shout out Liz.
Huh? You know, a lot of this, you know, realizing the impact We Scheme was having on people was kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know, during these years.
I get that, but it was an impact nonetheless, and it's still a part of it.
It was something. Was it good? Was it bad? I don't know. But it was there.
What was it you told me one time? Like, it was like 3 years ago. It was like Juggalo music if they were intelligent.
I don't know if I said that, but that sounds... I don't think it sounds that much like ICP.
You said it better than that. You said it more articulately, but you definitely made the comparison between.
I think people said it sounded like ICP, and I was like, I don't hear that, but also, ICP has never said something intelligent, so how is this comparison being made? They got the fucking song Miracles out here.
Fucking magnets, how do they work?
Yeah, I thought that I could be a whiz shuffling through Oz. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
You got the Wiz reference, the sequel to Wizard of Oz.
Yep. All right, let's.
I need to stay a dad. I thought that I could be a whiz and cheat my way through Oz. Then saw songs I wrote tattooed on Liz, couldn't grasp what I had caused. Am I a force for good or an evil needing stopped? I wish someone would expand the frames from which I have been cropped. I don't need recognition, but I hate to be ignored. And I don't need your permission to believe we tried to soar. We laughed at petty drama and tried to open up new doors. But I'm just a silly character they never bothered to explore. And they don't get the mask, but my face still left them sore. I get it, it's my task to be a joke, so here's one more.
I do like all of that again. I mean, it's very core, very self-explanatory. People didn't actually look into what the character was. I'm just a character. Could be more. People didn't actually dig into the nuance, into the character, into what was being said, into what it all represented. I get that, and then even with his face, people still hated my man. So, yeah. No,
well, because they blamed the mask, and then I showed them my face, and they were still mad.
You
like, all right.
You weren't man enough to show your face on the internet, and then you showed your
I
face,
did, and they were still mad. It's like, all right. Fuck me then.
Yeah, I like it. I like what you did in this.
At the end of all of this, I'm fine, and my heart beats on through every line. I'm joking, so I'm fine. And the tempo here, you can't ignore. It's a message meant for something more.
get it. It's so out of place, but I get it.
It's a joke, so you know I'm fine.
It just feels so out of place.
Now it's time.
All
We
right.
switch to the minor key in the end. It's time. You've been avoiding this for weeks.
I have. I've avoided
This
this one. I'm
video.
none too thrilled about going to this one, honestly.
So, some context. Atone from the Void, the title song. Brittany is on this. Brittany's in my main music project after the Tone. I'm not going to go to all the backstory right now. There's a lot of it. But Brittany and I had talked very specifically that she wouldn't be on anything We Scheme. You know, because We Scheme had dragged her through the mud, right?
Right.
In No More, said some very heinous things. And she was like, I don't want to be, she's like, I'm fine being associated with Rob, but not with We Scheme.
Right.
And I asked her to be on this song, but I didn't tell her that this was the final We Scheme project because I didn't want her to be motivated by like, oh, well, if it's the last thing that you're doing, that's fine, right?
Right.
But what I said is like, here's the lyrics of this song. This song is about reconciling for what happened between us. And then I said, and some other things, right? You know, I'm also apologizing to my community. The way I positioned it to her is like, I'm apologizing to my community for, you know, not making the kind of content they'd expected from me and talking about that and talking about us and how that played a role into that. And so she's like, okay, great, which is what the song is about.
Mm-hmm.
And then after she's like, yeah, I'll be a part of it. And at that time, she thought that this was just the latest We Scheme album. I was going to keep doing We Scheme. And that was, for me, it was, there's a bean.
There's a bean.
For me, it was important that if she was going to agree to it, it wouldn't be under the condition that it was the last We Scheme. And drink. So anyway, that's relevant because, you know, it meant that the reason I wanted that to be the case is because it meant that she actually wanted to be on the song, not that she was willing to be on it because it was the last song, you know. So she's not like a main part of this. It's not like she has a verse. She's just accompanying because the idea that we had in our mind was that she's present.
Right.
And then I told her before I made the final video and before I released the album, I said, hey, I wanted you to know this is the last Skeem project. So you're on the last song of the last Skeem project.
Right.
And so, you know, then she kind of started to figure out what I'd been scheming. You know, she kind of realized what I'd done there, and she thought that was really awesome. She was very happy to be part of it, and you know, it allowed it to be a lot more authentic by me,
right,
not letting her know that until after it was done. So this is the end. Everything you see in this video is real. You could see what's about to happen. I joked with Tyler, you know, I would have done this stream in the Skeem mask for old time's sake, but I don't have it anymore. I don't have the Skeem mask anymore. There's actually in this video, there were two masks that go in the fire. The one that I used for my videos and the cracked one that I've had since the Hit Me music video, because that's when I cracked the mask, was for the cover of Once Upon a Loser and for that music video. Because in the music video, when I get smacked, that's when the mask cracks open to go with the album art. That one I'd had since Hit Me in 2020, and then the other one was the main one I've been using to record videos with for years.
Yeah.
And then my actual suit, my tie, the morph suit, all of it is done.
All right, let's go.
Oh, one more thing. Pause. You notice the flashing?
Yeah.
As soon as I started, lightning started striking, but there wasn't rain, so I was still able to do the fire. But literally, all of the flashes that you see was an actual, like, the world stormed because I started doing this. Like, Tay, my wife, literally was watching me being a maniac recording, and she says, I swear you threw something into the fire, and as soon as you did, lightning struck. I was like, yeah, that did happen.
That's it may be an omen, sir. I don't know. Maybe we should consider bringing Skeem back. You know,
No, it burned. He's gone. You don't unburn. When I keep saying to people that it's over, I'm like, I would have to go and buy a whole new Skeem outfit. It is actually gone.
I've got one that you can borrow.
Anyway,
let's go.
Record your message after the tone.
Did I fall asleep or did I?
Nice little inclusion right there too. Record your message after the tone.
full circle. It's the end. Here we go.
Yep.
Record your message after the tone.
Did I fall asleep or did I wake up? I really don't know, I'm just faking a strut. A tone from the void, for tones from the void. The places I fell that ran into a void.
Nice little line, a tone from the void for tones from the void, tones from that place of
I do like
darkness.
that the chat is literally covering wherever I am in this music video.
They're what?
The chat is just so funnily like just because I'm usually in the center of the frame, and the chat's just like perfectly. I'm talking about the.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Let
me perfectly covered. It's
let
funny.
me actually hide the chat box for
Oh,
this
okay.
part.
I mean, I don't think it matters. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah,
People want to see the video in good quality, they can just go watch.
That
it.
is true. You know
It
what?
is
The
the
chat
last video on the channel.
The chat box is back. We're filling the chat box back up because you're right. You guys can go watch the music video on your own, except when I took the chat box off, it cleared the chat box as well.
Well,
so.
you know, whatever.
Quick spam, fill the chat box back up. Let's go.
Did I wake up? I really don't know, I'm just faking a strut. A tone from the void, for tones from the void. The places I fell that ran into a void. I tried to avoid it. I tried to avoid it, yeah. Tried to avoid it. Then I rose up, I was feeling myself. Grabbed the success and was stealing some wealth. Made some mistakes, now revealing myself. Finding the stakes for the cost of my health, yeah. Didn't expect that I'd hear from her soon. Didn't expect she would see this thing through. Everything I thought I knew, taken down with the memories too. I guess I'm trying.
See, and that's the thing. Like, again, I hadn't heard this song until now, but like, really, that's the explanation. I mean, and it makes sense. That's the explanation of why Skeem is gone, you know?
Well, like I said, Atone from the Void does a decent job explaining my departure.
Yeah.
But some people still have overarching questions. I'm like, well, listen to the 3 albums. Come back to me if you still have questions, and I'll answer them.
Right. Okay.
Thought I knew, taken down with the memories too. I guess I'm trying to say that I've done things that I can't take back. Darker days while seeking payback. Fell apart trying to attack. Sending a tone from the void to a tone from the void. The last song on that last CD, the one with the name shift from our past meeting. I wrote calling her out.
Hold on. I need to back up and catch that line again.
Well, hold on. I'll give you guys a little context because a lot of people think this line's about No More, the diss track.
Right.
No. This is about something that no one would have any reason to know about. But so now this will be the only place that anyone could go to find out what this is actually referring to. So this is the last song on that last CD that's talking about what was supposed to be the last song on After the Tone, the We Scheme album After the Tone. The last song on that, which I still have the lyrics for,
Right.
was going to be a second, basically, diss track on Britney. Because what happened was, after the community basically bullied me into reaching out to her when After the Tone was getting finished and they'd heard No More, right? The community was the one telling me, you got to reach out to her. When I reached out to her, she read the message and didn't respond for like
Right.
2 days. So I assumed that she went right back to ghosting when she realized that I'd caught her, and it was going to be right back to square one, where she's still not going to tell me what the fuck happened, and we're right back to it. So in those 2 days, I wrote a song about how like everyone was telling me that maybe I'd gotten it wrong and we're gonna have this reunion, but no, it's the same old shit. And I name dropped her in the song, like I mentioned her by name in that song, and it was like, I was getting ready to produce it and put it out, and that was gonna be how After the Tone ended. That album was gonna be one more fuck you to her. And then the third day, when I was finishing the song and getting ready to polish up the album, is when she replied and said, I had to take some time to think about this. We need to talk on the phone. Right. And the actual end of the After the Tone album ended up being audio recording from our actual phone call. Right. So the song that was intended to be the final song on After the Tone never got released. Instead, that phone call replaced it. So that's what I'm talking about in this verse.
Okay. I would not have gathered that. No one would have
known that because no one knows that. Right. This is the first time I'm even talking about this at all. It was just, I knew people would just assume it was the No More song, and that's fine.
Right.
But just, for the final We Skeem thing, you get the behind the scenes there.
Well, that adds context. That makes sense. Let's go.
Seeking payback, developer trying to attack. Sending a tone from the world to a tone from the void. The last song on the last CD, the one with the name shift from our past meeting. I wrote calling her out as a last greeting. I said she left me on red to enhance the fast grieving. But just as the words were leaving my mouth to record that final bout, she took a couple days before reaching out, and then she asked if she could call just to work it out. And I was so close to leaving her ringing and stuck after the tone. So this time she'd be the one left singing about living life alone. But I picked up reluctantly to see what she would say to me. Would she say I'm wrong, put the blame on me, or tell me of some tragedy? No. She said it was her blame, told me she's sorry. Tears come with the shame, actions of folly, cluttering our shelves. Wasn't ready to forgive myself. I guess
I'll say I too remember all of this playing out, and it's I say I too because Nikki said it before I did, but yeah. No, it's
that was the day We Skeem died.
Yeah.
So I will stand by that.
And I get that.
And that's what, like, it was over, right? Because a core part of my identity as a musician was completely destroyed.
Yeah, I get that. And
honestly, a core part of my identity as a person was fucking...
Well, yeah, and I think you kind of speak on that best right there, which I know you've kind of noted that, alluded to it in a couple of songs, but I mean, I think you said it best right there. You know how you answered the phone reluctantly, how you thought about leaving her kind of ringing after the tone, like going on to that place of not, sending her to the place that you were. And that's the thing. Like I said, I remember all that happening. I remember kind of expecting that to be your reaction, if I'm being honest, when you had kind of started talking about, she had initially messaged or whatever. I think it's a beautiful and I'm trying to think of the right wording for what I'm trying to say. It's a beautiful full circle story when you actually look at the story full circle. I don't feel like a lot of people really pay attention to it. I'm not talking about...
Well, it's, one of the things I said on my final live stream was one of the one of the issues, if you have art that's very authentic, is if things change, the art doesn't exist anymore, and you can either fake that art or let it go.
Right.
And I tried to fake it for a good 3 years, you know? And artificial was me literally telling my audience that this is all fake now.
Yeah.
Right? And I even positioned the We Skeem mask in the song. The only time that popped up in artificial was in the song Broken.
Right.
And something that a lot of people didn't pick up in the artificial video is the song Broken. When I talk about one of the things that led me to the mask in the first place, which was basically just dealing with trauma and trying to express myself for other people that I didn't think had a way to express themselves. That's why I was anonymous. But that video, that part of artificial, all of the angles that I'm in the Skeem suit repeat all of the angles of all the songs that came before. And what I'm alluding to there is that all of these songs that you saw before that are part of this artificial universe, whatever, what you've been seeing is me, but just in the Skeem mask. Like, it's just been me. Like, there's no mystique here. It's just the mask. And then I'm also telling you the mask exists because of pain. And it becomes a real thing because it's not hiding something, it's showing something.
I think it may have been in that interview. I think you and I actually had that discussion. Pretty deeply and at length, which a lot of people don't go back and watch my old interviews, which you guys should.
But to what you're saying with the full circle thing,
yeah.
I know, like, what Nikki mentioned. She said, "I'll never forget the day you streamed after you spoke to her," and I think it was 2 days later that I streamed, because I was streaming every night, all the time, at that point of my career.
Right.
It was 7 days a week streaming, usually between 40 and 100 people in every stream. And the day after, or the day that I talked to her, was the first time that I hadn't done a normal stream in about a year. And what I did instead was I played my music on loop. It was We Skeem Radio. That's where We Skeem Radio started.
I remember that.
I just played my music because I was like, I can't do this right now. Like, I can't stream. And the first stream that I came back, I told everyone, I was like, this literally changes everything. Like, I was like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, it's everything's fucking gone. And I think a lot of people are used to people over dramatizing things to people saying like, oh, this is a life altering event, when it's not. I think it took a while for a lot of people to realize how much I meant that when I said it.
Right.
That, like, everything was different now. And that completely shattered everything that had to do with me musically.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the full circle, whatever.
I do remember the stream though. I do.
The stream crashed when tech got racist.
Wait, what? The stream crashed?
Yeah, I don't know if it's back yet. Tech got racist.
The stream seems to be going.
It's refreshed now. It died for a second. Tech's racism killed the stream for a second.
Oh, it was Tech's fault.
Yeah, Tech's racism. It's not your fault. It's Tech's racism.
It's definitely not glitched. I'm watching it right now.
It was. They're correct. It's not anymore, but it was.
Fair enough.
Tech went racist and it broke it.
Damn you, Tech. How dare you? All right. Let's get
Back
into
to
this
sad.
one because I do enjoy. I like this song. I still don't like the situation, but I do like this song. I mean, and it's fitting. It's true and it's real. So, let's go.
Decluttering our shelves, wasn't ready to forgive myself. I guess I'm trying to say that I've done things that I can't take back. Darker days when seeking payback fell apart, trying to attack. Sending atones from the void to atone from the void. 2 years have passed as I tore it down. Everything I built, I returned the crown. Now all is lost in artificial. Pain creates the superficial. I'm sorry. sorry I left you, I'm sorry the masked man was gone for a while. I'm sorry I couldn't keep up the charade as reality burned there in piles. I know you may not like the songs that I sing after tones now, but
I still like him, even though I miss the masked man.
Yeah, this part. Hold on, you're gonna rewind this a little bit again. This part was that note to everybody.
No, I caught that.
This is the. Well, I mean, you got the. I mentioned artificial there. Artificial mention, you know. Pain creates the superficial.
Yeah.
Always lost in artificial, pain creates the superficial. So, you know, we telling the story if you know how to fill in the gaps.
Right.
But yeah, this is my apology and farewell part of the song to the weirdo cult.
It's bittersweet.
now all was lost in artificial. Pain creates the superficial. I'm sorry I left you, I'm sorry the masked man was gone for a while. I'm sorry I couldn't keep up the charade as reality burned there in piles. I know you may not like the songs that I sing after tones now, but I got a warmth in my heart I haven't had in a while. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to trade stones with a smile. So as I atone from the void, I'm making some tones out of joy. I guess I'm trying to say that I've done things that I can't take back. Darker days while seeking payback. I'm trying to attack. Sending a tone from the void to atone from the void.
Seeing the mask burn was too much.
It's gone. There were 2 masks burned in this video.
Right, see ya. See ya? That's a stupid sign off. I scheme, you scheme, we all scheme for ice cream. Hey!
Had to end the channel the right way.
Does it
that was the very first time I did that. That's the recording from the video the first time I did that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Does it feel like saying goodbye to a friend?
What, the end of Skeem?
Yeah.
He was not a friend.
Well, fair, but I noticed there's a point at like the point where he's saying bye, you know, you watch him kind of tidying the suit and then kind of getting ready to walk on off.
I wanted him to walk off into the sunset even though he was burned. It's kind of like, you know... Yeah. You know, like at the end of a movie when the main character's dead, but it just shows them glowing in heaven. That was Skeem's version of that. He got to walk away, even though that's why I filmed that first, obviously, because that whole outfit I'm wearing is Skeem. The suit, the tie, the shirt, the mask, it all burned.
I saw.
So that was the first thing I filmed, knowing it was about to go in the fire.
Well, I love the album. I enjoy the album. I'm sad about Skeem being gone, but
you know, it seemed appropriate that she was in the final song because
it was.
Whether you guys like it or not, she's. I think she's not the reason, but she's a big reason that We Skeem ever existed, and she's not the reason, but she's a big reason that We Skeem ended, right?
Yeah.
On both ends of it, like she indirectly had a lot to do with We Skeem ever coming to fruition. Who knows what I would have been if she had, you know, we had just gotten a label deal, right, back in the day.
Right. Well, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now, I don't think.
No, because no matter where my life went, it wouldn't have gone to that, right?
Yeah.
And then she was a big part of it ending, as well.
Yeah. No, I think it was a fitting end. I do, and honestly, the harmonies were really a beautiful touch in there. Like it was a nice feel. I do think it's completely fitting, like you said. I mean, it was kind of born out of that situation, laying it to rest with Brittany being involved is fitting.
I think, a lot of people who have listened to this project or watched my live stream or seen this video have really been kind of continuing this idea that they're like, oh, Skeem's coming back, oh, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't. I'll wait for you to get it. Right, is my response. I'm like, you'll get it, but
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. I mean, I do get it. And you know, you kind of gave me that when I first said, "Wait, what?" Like the next day after you did that live stream when you brought it up, and I was like, "No, I reject this." I was like,
Yes, you did. I said I reject this. I said, well, you'll have to eventually realize, you know, and I don't know if I think that's just part of what people expect with like the internet and stuff and how
Yeah.
fickle people are. And I'm just like, there's a difference between fickle decisions and then like, and this,
Here's
you know.
here's the thing, man. Like in all honesty, the concept of Skeem, I think why a lot of people care. Nikki can probably resonate with this with me because she said the line in the chat, "He was a friend to me." And I'll say this, I think what a lot of people resonated with, it's not, you know, you being an ask or anything like that so much as that anonymity, the mask, like the ability to channel those thoughts and feelings and say things and kind of connect to those emotions without the fear of repercussion. I feel like that's such a relatable thing to anybody who has been in those situations.
The whole thing with We Scheme was, you know, it was meant that you would see yourself, not see
Yeah.
me, 'cause I wasn't important.
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, that ran its course. And then it's like, how do you rectify knowing who's in the mask?
Yeah.
Right. And there's ways to do that, but none of it's authentic. And even before, you know, the reason the face reveal happened is because it was already kind of starting to be over.
Yeah.
Right. But I was like kind of flirting with what could I still do as We Scheme just as an artistic endeavor at that point.
Right.
We Scheme as a statement really, if we're being real, We Scheme as a statement and what it stood for and why I did it was concluded with Once Upon a Loser.
Right.
Right? Everything, because that's when I like talked about who I was as a person, who the person behind the mask was.
Yeah.
Right? And I said this is where this came from in a bit. And so then I was like, okay, what artistic juice is left in the tank for this? Was what After the Tone was. But then that's when it got derailed, was that just leaked into real life. But you know, it's interesting because a lot of people talk about like, how do I feel about We Scheme, the persona or whatever else, and you know, it wasn't really intentional. It just kind of happened. Like We
Right.
Scheme was never supposed to be content, and that's what most people knew it for. You know, reactions. That was something that I got basically bullied into. I've never liked content creation. It's always been something that's curious to me. My
Right.
favorite thing to do in content creation is commentary or reviews, because I've always been interested in reviews, product reviews, movie reviews, music
Right.
reviews. So I just kind of applied the We Scheme persona to that thing that I'm interested in. But I don't know. I think, you know, We Scheme was just a very exaggerated version of me,
Yeah.
right? In a lot of ways. But I never wanted it to just be about me. And there was something cool about that. But unfortunately, like, I exist too,
Right.
you know? And once We Scheme was no longer just an authentic, anonymous extension of me, there was no point in it. And I
Right.
know a lot of people had attachment to it, but I'm just like, there's nothing new I can make with it. So we're already a few years too late for shutting it down, you know, because there's nothing new that I can offer with it.
I don't know if I ever told you this. Right around 4 years ago, I had this whole plan to, like, in like the dark corner of my basement, I was going to like set up a ring light with another camera and kind of just against the brick wall and start making a new videos on a new channel called Scheme, purely trolling every video that you made.
That would have been beautiful. I would have been the biggest fan of that.
I
channel.
planned and planned, but it was for so long because I was still working my day job at the time, and so like I genuinely did not have the time.
Yeah.
But it was over and over. Every time you would drop a video, I would even tell my wife, and I would be like, "I'm gonna do this video. I'm gonna start today. This is the one. This is the one."
That would have been
Like,
that would have been beautiful. To what Tech said, no, I'm not deleting the Skeem YouTube. The stuff that'll get deleted is the stuff that costs me money to keep up. I've been saying this, like anything that costs me money to maintain, as long as there's Skeem money coming in to maintain it at net zero, it'll stay up. As soon as it becomes an expense, it's coming down. YouTube will never be an expense, so it'll always stay up.
Yeah.
Spotify and stuff might go away. So go to my website and buy off all the physical copies. That's, the beauty of physical media. Most of my CDs and stuff are like $3 anyway, because I'm just trying to get rid of them. So,
Genuinely, even the one we just listened to is only $5.
$5, yeah. So you can get physical media if you want to keep it forever and guarantee even if it comes off Spotify and stuff, you can have it. But YouTube, not all the songs are on YouTube, but the ones that are, you'll always be able to listen to. They might not stay on YouTube Music, but the ones that got videos, those will be there. But no, I'm not planning on deleting. The one thing I did change with the Skeem channel, I did this quietly for weeks leading into this album's release, is I basically unlisted, I didn't really private, I just unlisted most anything that was like without the mask, so that the channel as it stays preserved, aside from a few videos like late nights, is basically just going to be stuff in the mask. Now, if you liked old videos of me without the mask, they're still attached to certain playlists, and they're just unlisted. So if you have it saved somewhere, you could still use the link, and it still plays.
Right.
So that was the major change that I made, was just the legacy of Skeem would stay to what Skeem was, and I unlisted most of the other kind of experimental things we did along the way. Like I said, there is some stuff with without the mask. I did not make all the videos members only. There's quite a few videos with my face that are members only for the people who just are still channel members to have something that membership is worthwhile for. But not all of them. A lot of them are unlisted. A lot of them are members only.
I noticed, it may not be anything that you changed, but I noticed that YouTube started recommending me all of your old members only videos.
Yeah,
like
YouTube
crazy.
finally optimized member videos. They never had before. They finally did, so a lot of old videos that had been member-only videos finally got pushed. A lot of ones that had been converted to member-only videos got pushed. YouTube's membership thing is way better now, because now they finally integrated where members can get early access, where there was no actual way to do that before. You just kind of had to finagle it. But yeah, if you are a channel member, there is that perk. A lot of the face videos are member-only videos now. Not all of them, but quite a few of them are. Just so that, something to remember by for the people that liked all the elements of me. But now it's on to After the Tone, No PM, and of course the GOAT, Robbie Rhymes. That's
Robbie Rhymes.
Robert R. Rhymes is the GOAT of YouTube.
I've heard
because I do need an outlet for like that troll energy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel appropriate to use Skeem, but Robbie Rhymes, he's got it. There's actually my favorite deleted song from Atone from the Void, because it just didn't fit the vibe, will be a Robbie Rhymes song soon. It's called Rhythm with the Tism.
Yeah.
That was going to be on this album, but it just didn't fit the vibe. So Robbie Rhymes, all my absolute shit posts that Skeem would do exist there. Robert R. Rhymes.
If you guys haven't checked out either of those channels, you absolutely should. Robbie Rhymes is a breath of fresh air.
Robbie Rhymes is what the world needs right now.
Where are you going to be doing? He's going to be doing content. Okay, first of all, to clarify for everyone, if you were following him on Twitch, he's still in the same place, just with a different name.
Subpar Professional.
So
on TikTok, I'm Subpar Professional. I have a YouTube channel called Subpar Professional. My Twitch is Subpar Professional. My Kick is Subpar Professional. That is my main name around, is Subpar Professional. That's where you'll find me. My music, I have 3 projects. I have No PM, After the Tone. After the Tone's my main project. No PM's my solo emo shit. And Robbie Rhymes is my shit posts. So I'm still very active in content creation. But Skeem is done.
Album felt like a wake and a funeral for a friend that passed away that you will miss, but you are happy the person is finally at peace.
That was the hope of the album. That was the intention.
I agree.
I wanted it. I wanted a proper send off because I know how much We Scheme means to people.
That was actually beautifully written, and I don't think Jay had a single typo in that.
That means he really meant it.
It did. It was from the heart. He actually proofread that shit for real.
He wanted to make sure it was right.
Well, it's been a beautiful 3-hour listen to this album. I truly do enjoy it. Like I said, I mean, I don't know. The thing is,
you've been mad at me for a while. You were going to try to talk me out of it too. How do you feel now that you've listened to the album?
I get it. I mean, the thing is, okay, I'll always have a place in my heart for Skeem, just like I still have a place in my heart for Juggalos. You know what I mean? Like yeah. I got a big heart, and there are aspects of Skeem. There are a lot of things about Skeem that I really enjoy. Not to mention, like, we became friends through Skeem. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And so, like, there is an element that like I'm going to miss, but then there's also the reality though that, like, Rob is still my friend. I'm still very supportive of what you are doing outside of Skeem, just like I have been. And so it's like, in reality, not a ton changes, but it's still like, I do like Skeem. I like the character. I like the image. I like what it stands for. I like the whole gamut of Skeem, you know? And so
there is one Skeem mask I still have. The very original. The poorly formed gray duct tape. The first one, I mean, this is the one from the video that blew up my channel, Pennywise versus Joker ERB reaction. I was wearing this. This is the OG. I still have this one. That's it. The other ones are all in the fire, but I kept this one. Doesn't even look like Skeem. Everyone's used to the new face. But this was the original face of Skeem.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a while. That was definitely the
this is the original.
That was the initial face that was,
I mean, but when I blew up from the ERB reaction, it was like within like a couple weeks that I switched to a nicer mask, because I always wanted a better mask than this. But literally, my wife was like, "You're not spending like the $7 or whatever to get a better mask. You got this cheap ass one. That's what you're gonna use. You're not gonna buy red duct tape." I was like, "The duct tape needs to be red. It's to match the tie." She's like, "No, you're not spending money on that ridiculous costume." As soon as the YouTube channel got monetized, I was like, "Boom, we're in business. Buying a nice mask with the red tape like I always wanted." So this was never what I wanted. You know, I never wanted this jank version of the Skeem mask. It's just what I had, okay? So, you know, that's why as soon as I got monetized, I replaced this with what I intended. But I kept this just for the nostalgia of it all, because it did start with this. And originally, this had gold tape on it.
Oh, really?
Because when I was testing the outfit, the only tape I could find was this gold duct tape. I didn't even write We Scheme on it. I was just testing the vibe of the outfit. This is like in middle of 2018 when I was doing that. And then when I decided to actually put it public, I got.
So what about Blue and We Stream? What
so
like
that mask I made for the We Scheme versus We Stream subpar rap battle.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to differentiate the look of the characters, because We Stream was just my, you know, reaction persona versus We Scheme the rap persona. That one I gave away in a raffle or a contest or something. So someone in the community has that one, the blue mask.
Right on. But Red was always the character.
Yeah, I mean, that was what it was always intended. Even the first album, before I had the gray tape, I photoshopped the cover for it to be red, because that's the color it was supposed to be.
Right. That's awesome.
Red was always the intention. Gray was just what I had for a while.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the masks through the years. You know, there would be times that my main recording mask would get worn out, and I would always give it away on live streams. So I don't have like the history of the masks that I wore. As they wore out, they would get given away on live streams. There was a mask I wore at the Cookout Cypher that was cut specially so I could perform with it. That one was given away on a raffle or a giveaway. So the only masks I had in my possession was the mask from Hit Me and Once Upon a Loser with the crack. That's also the Atone from the Void mask.
Yeah.
The crack mask. My current filming mask, which had been my mask for a couple years at that point, and this one. And so the cracked mask and my filming mask were burned. So this is what I'm left with.
Keeping it just
I don't have.
memento.
Yeah, it's just a memento. I don't have this suit. I mean, I could wear a suit, right? I don't have a red tie, so if I wanted to don Skeem again properly, you know, Skeem has been known to wear a T-shirt with a blazer as well. But if I did the proper attire, I don't have a morph suit, but I do have sleeves and a mask still, so I didn't always wear the full morph suit because you know you could cover it. So I would need to buy a new white mask and do the tape. And I would need to buy a red tie if I was doing it properly, because I have another black suit. It's just not the Skeem suit. So I would have to buy a couple of things if I decided to do something Wii Skeem again. I couldn't just do it now. It's literally burned.
I feel as though if Wii Skeem ever were to come back, he would need to come back in like the cash suit, you know, the one that's just like $100 bills ran all over with the fucking like.
I feel like the most likely way Wii Skeem appears again is in an ERB context, which would mean I could wear the ERB t-shirt with the blue ERB suit that has all the pins on it. I would need to get another mask again, but I don't know if I'm even going to do that. Like, you know, there's going to be new ERBs coming out. I don't know if I'm going to do a Skeem reaction to them. I'm leaning towards probably not at this point.
Right.
And so, you know, I feel realistically the Skeem character making any sort of appearance would be more likely as a very low-key cameo for people who would know what it was. It's like an inside joke.
Yeah.
But that's about it. And I don't even see that as super likely at this point. Maybe give it a few years. Who knows? He might show up in the background of an After the Tone video as a gag.
Right. Well, Nikki is quite emotional, and Jay asked if there was a Halloween mask with orange tape that was given away at some point.
That sounds accurate. I'm not sure, but that sounds like something that might have happened. I know there was a one with white tape on it from when I used to do live streams in a mask. I wore white tape, and it said, what was it? It wasn't Wii Skeem, it wasn't Wii Stream. It was Wii something to do with gaming, and I don't remember what it was.
Wii ASMR? No.
No, that never had a mask.
No.
I don't remember what Wii gaming was. It wasn't Wii Rage. It was something with an S probably. But someone has that. It's a white mask. I don't know if I can get down with Robbie Rhymes. Well, then you have no taste. That's all I can say. Robbie Rhymes is a songbird of the generation.
You just wait until Rhythm with the Tissin comes out.
Listen, Robbie Rhymes already has 2 platinum-worthy bangers out. All right?
We're just waiting on everyone else to catch up.
Yeah, no, those are the most iconic songs to ever exist. Fucking, you got Drive-Thru Chicks and No Thick Chicks. 2 hood certified classics. Robbie Rhymes is untouchable.
No Thick Chicks caused a days-long discussion.
Oh, I'm sure did you get blown up by your girl over that one?
No. It was safe.
No. I ain't trying to sell it, bro. Like imagine if you're in possession of like a priceless gem that you're not wanting to sell to anyone. You're not even going to try to advertise it. You're not going to brag about it. You're not going to try to sell it. If someone looks at it and they're like, that's just a rock, like, you're just going to look at them like, all right, like, they're just a fool, right? Like, that's Robbie Rhymes. Robbie Rhymes is a priceless, perfect gem that anyone who doesn't like or appreciate just does not faze me, because it is the most immaculate thing that's ever existed.
Robbie Rhymes has no fucks to give.
Exactly. Robbie Rhymes knows what Robbie Rhymes is, and it is pure perfection.
That's not true, Ray. Bush did 9/11.
Oh God.
I've been no part of that.
What was I?
Robbie
I want
Rhymes.
to find that old. No, I want to find that old. What Wii gaming was called. Back when I did.
I remember it, but I felt like it changed. So we ASMR quickly, yeah.
No, there was never a separate channel for it.
Oh.
I'm just saying, what the fuck did I have on my tape? So I'm gonna look at the very first Doom stream, see if I can fucking read it. We streak. There it is, like a kill streak. Like a kill streak.
Yeah.
So someone has the We Streak mask with the white tape.
Or like naked frat boys after it's
Naked frat boys is fine too. They probably threw it away by now, but that's another mask that I had that's gone. You'd like to challenge me to trivia? Trivia is the most pointless fucking bullshit, bro.
Is it though?
Trivia? Yeah, it's pointless.
It's enjoyable.
It's pointless.
It's not pointless if you're at the bar winning money.
I guess.
Trivia night? Come on.
Oh, I've just never liked trivia. So I don't know why.
You seem sleepy.
No, it's because you've yawned like 6,000 times.
I can't help it.
I finally caught one.
I can't help it. I got up.
Good,
listen,
but you kept yawning.
I got up early this morning expecting my kid to go to school, and then remembered that I told her she could skip school, and so like I laid down and got lazy again for a minute. But
you want to know what I slept less than 4 hours last night, and the first thing that I had to do today was take my son to the park for over an hour in the 80 degree with 100% humidity. So I want to hear it about you being tired or exhausted.
Well, I mean,
old lame man.
I took Em around today as well because it was her birthday, and so she got to do what she wanted today.
That's fine. My son's special needs, so he makes sure he gets to do what he wants every day. He's always fucking determining what's going on.
My kid is a proud liberal. You shut your whore mouth, Ray. I see what the liberals are doing to this country right now. How do you... Never mind. This is not a...
You need to watch the fucking TikTok. Figure it out, old man, because you would love the latest TikTok by Subpar Professional. Everybody would. Your conservative audience is all about what this is.
Let me figure this out off screen so that I don't make myself look like an idiot trying to navigate TikTok. TikTok.com. Am I logged in? Please be logged in.
I want pizza, but I don't.
I'm not logged in, of course.
No. You don't need to be. Just search me and I'll let you play it. Special needs kids need own the house and your life. Damn right they do. Like, with autism, right? Because my son's very autistic, and I'm always like, they call it a spectrum, but like,
is it a Trump mask?
Yeah. Well, no, hold on, don't play it yet. Okay. Let me finish my autism speech. So autism, like they call it. Stop scrolling over it. You're gonna get.
I'm trying to tap away from it.
Yeah, there you go. You're good now.
Yeah.
So autism, like it's a spectrum, blah blah blah, but bro, like me. I'm considered on that spectrum. Like, I'm more ADHD than autistic. This spectrum goes way too far. Because then, like, my son, like, if I'm autistic, I'm like, I'm like a novice. He is like a fucking Zen master guru of autism, okay? He's like a shaman of autism, right? There's layers to this. I'm like a guest in the house of autism. He fucking built the house, right? And so it's always funny. It's like autism, like you could be like kind of autistic and like technically diagnosable. That's like where I fall. Or you could be my son, who he's like, no, I've mastered the art of autism, guys. Don't worry. Like, that's my kid. Like, which, I joke, I kid, but like he probably won't be independent ever, right? Like he'll have to have care his whole life.
Right.
Like there's layers to it. He's proficient at autism.
Right.
But yes, that does dominate your life to what was said. All right, this video though, you guys will enjoy.
All right, let's see this.
Welcome to TikTok Sponsors Exposed, the segment where I tell you if this thing linked below is actually worth clicking on or not, and trust me, a lot of the times it's not worth clicking on. If you like honest reviews, please give me a follow. Today we're doing one of the strangest brand invites I've ever gotten. 100 Donald Trump stickers for some reason. Now, because this product has political implications, I want to get that out of the way first, because I don't want any sort of political bias to influence whether this is a good product or not. And looking at me, you're probably thinking this guy's not exactly a Donald Trump type. You'd be right, but also... I guess you could say it's complicated. So now that we've had that confusing political talk, let's look at these stickers. They're very low quality stickers in build quality. Some of them aren't fully attached to the backing, so they can stick to each other. See how they all stick together, you know, like they weren't put to the backings properly. But they're all usable at the end of the day. You can separate them and use them. Some of them are decently high image quality. Some of them are really low pixelated quality. Some of them aren't even Trump themed, and some of them aren't even pro-Trump. If you got someone who's a sucker for some ridiculous stickers, they're giving them to you in spades. You know, Jesus is my savior, Trump is my president. Veterans against Trump. I didn't know there were very many of these. I feel like this would all go really well with my Trump yarmulke. Don't ask me why I have this. I don't even know. So as a product, I guess it says that.
Hold on. Why do you have that?
Hold on. Listen, you never know when you need a Trump yarmulke.
Never.
You gotta have one on deck, don't you know?
What
Who
the
knows
fuck?
when this is necessary?
Oh. I think I'm done with the internet for today. Why?
Isn't that like one of the greatest videos you've ever seen?
It is, but I'm not done with it. Hold on.
With my Trump yarmulke. Don't ask me why I have this. I don't even know.
So as a product, I guess it says advertised, even though they're not the highest of quality. Is it worth it? It's kind of a gag gift to yourself or someone else, whether or not you support the old Donster. If you want 100 Trump stickers, click the link below and get them, I guess is our conclusion here. Follow for more realistic reviews. See ya. Welcome to TikTok. Like, bro, who's like in the market for 100 fucking Trump stickers is my question.
Why do
This brand reached out to me like, hey, we saw that you do product reviews. Can you review our product? And I saw the product listing was 100 Trump stickers. And I was like, yes. I will review your product. They sent me 100 Trump stickers. Every single one is different. It's $1. That $1. 100 stickers. They're all different. I'm like, I mean, that's a great deal. But who the fuck needs 100 Trump? And half of, like, it is so weird because a bunch of them are anti-Trump. A bunch of them are pro-Trump. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter who you are. There's a Trump sticker for you. You hate the guy? We got you covered. You like the guy? We got you covered. You just like America? We'll throw in a couple of American flags. It is the most bizarre thing ever. But I'm like, I guess I recommend it. If you really want 100 fucking Trump stickers for $1 plus... the thing is, you have to get it in an order where you're getting free shipping, because the shipping is going to be like $6 because it's coming from China. But if you're on TikTok Shop buying stuff and you've reached the free shipping threshold, if you want 100 Trump stickers added to that order for $1, you're going to get them. They're going to be great. You're going to love them. The best sticker.
I mean, I saw some of the ones that went through, and it's just like, what was the one that I'm not orange or whatever? Like,
oh yeah, I'm not orange. I'm in peach. Well, let me grab these stickers. They're up there because they're fucking insane. Be right back.
This man is still selling these stickers. Let's go. This is why they approached him for a product review, because they knew that he was going to sell these stickers, okay? I know at least 3 of you are considering buying them. That made my cheeks hurt. 100 Trump stickers. Tech wants 100 Trump stickers. What wouldn't be kosher? Alpha needs the Trump yarmulke? No. I would place them all over the bathroom. Trump stickers? Why do you want Trump stickers all over your bathroom? Hi, Mandy. In government places? I have a bunch of stickers that Jen sent me a long time ago with the Biden I did that stickers and the Trump he did that stickers. I used a few of them, but I have a bunch more still.
Now, I would say to something that Alyssa said that's slander I won't have. Of all the platforms, the only platform that's very unlikely to ban you for misinformation or wrong facts, TikTok is like top of the list of being extremely lenient. Shout out TikTok, the Chinese propaganda, whatever the fuck it is, but they do absolutely respect free speech on that platform, like a lot. It's pretty wild. They might not push your videos if it's a topic that isn't popular, right? But their algorithm is very much just what is popular. That is all we fucking care about, and trying to get their store pushed out. They want to sell products from their store, and they want to push videos that people like.
I'm curious. Are they chill with like anti-CCP content on TikTok? I've never looked.
Yeah. Some of my favorite creators are like super anti-CCP, and there's a guy, it's a Chinese man, who goes into great detail on the political landscape of China, very critical of it, and I've learned a lot about like how the inner workings of the CCP work from this guy because he's from China, and he's. But they don't try to censor that shit because China, it's a Chinese-owned company, but it's fully operated in the U.S., right?
Right.
But yeah. Anyway, so we got Miss Me Yet? This fucking I gotta get this to focus on these.
Let's see.
There we go. That's the sweet spot. Let's see. I like this Trumpublican one. Right here. I'm a Trumpublican. Like, with the fucking hair on the elephant. Like, what are we doing? All of these stickers are extremely unhinged. This one I really like, which is this one's clearly an anti-Trump one by how unflattering it is, and it's hilarious. I got big hands, but not in this sticker. He like looks so scared with his little bitty hands.
Oh my god.
I mean, if I paid $1 for this, I would have been fucking happy. All right, America.
I like that one. Oh, it's the rally. That one's the rallying cry right there.
America. And he's got his little face in that one. Like, it's just so insane. There's literally 100, and there's not a single duplicate. Is what I was most impressed.
That's actually the most impressive part because anytime I've ever gotten a sticker bundle, there are always duplicates. Be a
bunch of dupes. Zero. You even got them as Salt Bay for some reason. America.
Why?
Like, because they needed 100 different stickers, so they were making sure they pulled out all the stops. Salt Bay Trump exists. Like, and then there's just like, just a little like thumbs up from Trump. Why not? Like, 100, bro. You got this one, grumpy cartoon Trump.
I like that one. I've seen that one places.
Yeah, like, bro. It's just a lot.
Jay says, Rob, I double dog dare you to wear, so you have to pedal aware, the Trump yarmulke.
To a Trump rally?
To a Trump rally.
Oh, God, it's juice for Trump. He said that if he gets elected into office, there'll be no more stale bagels. So Trump's my guy.
Someone should gift one of those to Ben Shapiro.
He would love it, right? Isn't he all about Trump now? He used to pretend that he didn't like Trump. Now he likes Trump. Isn't that the Republicans this year? They're not pretending not to like Trump this year.
I think so. Hey,
I think that's the move.
Speaking of Ben Shapiro, what about? So you said you took all of the unmasked Skeem content down.
No, the subpar rap battles are still up.
Okay.
I said not all of it. I said most of it, but some of it stayed up.
So are you done with subpar rap battles? like moving
if
forward?
I do them, I'd probably put them. If I decided I was going to do more of them, I'd probably re-upload them to a new channel called Subpar Rap Battles of YouTube.
Fair enough.
So if I ever decide that I want to do them again, then the month that I'm working on a new one, I would just build a new channel and then like every week release a new video, one of the, except for the Wii Scheme versus Wii Stream one, obviously.
Right.
And just re-release them on a brand new channel is what I would do. But that's, I haven't had an idea for a new one in a while anyway, so.
Right.
I'll be back.
I will be back real quick. I need to check something because I think either my wife is burning something on the stove.
Uh-oh.
Or something is burning.
Good luck.
I'll be right back.
Inga, have a good day. Let's see, where's some other good ones? Bing bong. Bro, who wouldn't want 100 random stickers of Donald Trump? Probably me. I wouldn't want that, but I do find it amusing to have. I feel like I need to go somewhere where a lot of liberals would be and just put a bunch of these up, and then go somewhere where a lot of conservatives would be and put all the negative ones up. Just cause chaos everywhere. Personally, this is one of my favorites. Jesus is my savior, Trump is my president. I want you to wash your hands and slow the spread. This is from the COVID era. This one's nice. Double middle fingers. Trump 2024, I'll be back. Nice. The damn chat keeps blocking these stickers a little bit, but we're good. You guys are getting a good view. Let's see, what other gems do we have? All this could be yours for $1, guys. Just trust the Chinese. If you don't like Trump, here's a nice unflattering one, right? These cartoon ones struggle to focus. There we go. It's beautiful. That is a horrible idea. It's way too obvious.
It turns out it's me. I'm retarded because I forgot that I burned trash earlier today in this shirt, and I just got a good whiff of the shirt.
Bro, you didn't smell that for the last 3 hours?
No, like it was the angle that I went to or something, I guess. I just got like a good smell of it because it's not like I was coated in smoke or anything, you know what I mean? Like,
also, this has nothing to do with Trump, but how fucking dope ass is this random sticker? Hold on.
That came in the bundle as well? Just
this fucking American eagle, bro. American flag bald eagle. So some of them are just that. It's like, all right, this isn't Trump, but I'll fucking take it. You know, I'm putting that eagle on my microphone. Hold on. Cool.
Do I like the sticker bundle? Yes. Yes, I do.
Bro, I'd pay $1 for this all day. I got it for free though, baby.
So that's the crazy thing. So all these people trying to like push their products on TikTok too, they're just sending you everything for free to give them.
I have 29 items on the way right now. 29 in the chamber. I've got 4 more today. 29 more on the way. All for free. Yeah.
I've got to start using TikTok more.
Well, it's because I already had a following from all the football videos I did.
Yeah.
And TikTok will push anything with a shop link. And this series is getting very high retention and likes because I've not seen any other person on TikTok do anything but the script reads for these products. Nobody's doing them.
Right.
Like, everybody is just like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing I've ever had. It's like all bullshit. So everyone, as soon as they see the product shop link, they're just skipping because that's what I do. So that's why my videos start with literally saying the word TikTok sponsors exposed, try to get your attention that, hey, no, I'm not part of this. But I was as someone on TikTok, the reason I even decided to do this, because obviously I've done product exposed videos for a while, but the reason I decided to do it on TikTok is I was like, I cannot find a single person telling me if any of these products are legitimate or not. Why is nobody doing that? Like,
right.
But the nice thing is when I do recommend a product, they're selling pretty well. Because I rarely recommend a product.
I thought you said you got banned from TikTok, Alyssa. How did you sell it for $10 if you got banned? She just
changes her stories all the time. Also, here's another just American one.
Is that a spotter?
No, it's an eagle again.
Oh, okay. Just another angle. Bro, that's the one.
Focus.
That's the one that should have went on your microphone.
You know, there's more room on my microphone. You could have more eagles. Oh no, the one spread wing looks better on the mic actually.
These stickers are.
But yeah, $1. This is one of my favorites. One for Joe, one for Kamala.
I would buy 100 stickers of almost anything as long as there's no duplicates, just for the one sticker that I might like out of 100. You know,
it's only $1.
Yeah,
like at that point, why not?
That's what I'm saying. Like
I like this one a lot though.
If you like
one for Joe, one for Kamala, flip them all off, drain the swamps.
Yeah, I mean, if you like 10 of them out of 100, then that's literally, you paid 10 cents for each of them.
It's ridiculous good deal. Like I said, the thing is you'll end up paying like $8 for shipping if you're not buying other stuff. But it's just like, if you're on the TikTok shop buying stuff, because honestly, most of the stuff on there, it's going to be what it is, what it's advertised as. But whether or not that's good is going to be, well, what the fuck product are you buying?
I don't know.
But if you're getting free shipping already, get some damn stickers.
Bro, they've gotten me hook, line, and sinker with those fucking RetroArch ROM handhelds.
Oh no!
Have you have you seen them?
Well, which one? Because I've reviewed 2 of them, and those were like some of my most critical reviews so far.
I need to dig through your reviews because I haven't.
You should.
Like,
I've got another gaming console coming, and I think it's just another one of those Nintendo emulators.
Well, I'm talking the $60 ones that have like RetroArch in, and you can hook them up with HDMI cables.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh God, I disconnected. I'm back. Am I back? Am I alive?
Yeah, you're here. That's not the
Retron 5?
That's not the one I'm talking about.
I know, but this is Retron 5. It's in that same product line where you can HDMI. You could use the original controllers. If it's by Hyperkin, like most of these are, don't. You know, go to my TikTok and see why. This I've had for a while, but the TikTok shop sells it, so I did a review on this. But I've had this one for a while. The problem with these are they're just emulation boxes. They're basically a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
So you can't use flash cartridges with them.
Oh.
And they have issues with a lot of the original cartridges because all it's doing is downloading the ROM off of your cartridge and running it through the same fucking free emulator that you could do on your PC. There is no purpose to buying
that's
this.
Disappointing.
Like, it is just emulating it with the same emulators that you could run through PC. So, I mean, I guess if you have, like, an original controller and an original cartridge, sure, you could pop it in, but you're going to have the same experience if you just emulate it on your computer. Now, there have been brands that have actually recreated these properly. Specifically, I think of Analog. But this isn't even available anymore. But for a while, Analog made this SNES. Yeah. And they actually rebuilt the processors of an SNES, like from the ground up. This is an SNES with an HDMI output, literally. And you could play flash carts on it. And they're all upscaled and HD, but because it's an actual SNES, flash cartridges actually work, as do all original cartridges, as does the thing. This you can't even buy anymore because Analog only made it for a little while.
Right.
And so these kind of consoles are super rare. because it takes a lot of smarts and development, and the cost is there. When you see something like this, when this was new, it was $250, right? It's not $60 because it's a fucking menace what this is. It's so good.
That's pretty crazy.
If you try to buy this today, it's going to be $400 to $600 because it was a limited run. But yeah, those Retron things, absolute ass.
No, hold on.
It's a ripoff, a scam, a scandal.
I need to know if you've looked at the one that I was actually looking.
Yeah, let me see which one you're talking about.
Let's see. I know I took a screenshot.
What's it called?
Of it. I can't remember. I took a screenshot of it so I could go back.
RetroArch or something, I feel like.
Well, it had RetroArch installed on it. That which is an emulator, but like.
Yeah, I've used RetroArch on my NVIDIA. My NVIDIA whatever streaming device has RetroArch on it, and that's good for emulating. But again, if it's RetroArch, it's just gonna be emulation anyway. So
well, that's the thing. It's a handheld though. Like it looks like a Game Boy.
There's a lot of those. They're probably the ones by Ambernick. Let me show you.
Maybe.
So Ambernick makes handhelds. This one's not the form factor you're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's one of them.
But they look like Game Boys usually.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the older ones. These are okay for what they are. But what I find, because I reviewed this, because this is also on the TikTok shop, I reviewed this thing. What I find is usually, first of all, they're very uncomfortable buttons. At least this one. I don't know if the Game Boy one improved that or not. They struggle with 3D games.
Oh yeah.
So really, you're best off playing like SNES, Sega Genesis, or Game Boy games. I've just always found for me, since I have a Nintendo Switch, I'll get bored of this in like 5 seconds and go back to my Nintendo Switch, or even go back to my modded Nintendo 3DS because it plays 3D games well.
Right.
So my modded Nintendo 3DS, I can play any N64 games or Dreamcast games, and they run better than they would on this because the hardware on the 3DS is so much better. This is just an Android device with RetroArch built in. That's all it is. It's like an old shitty Android phone they put RetroArch in. So I don't know, man. I feel like something like this should be like $30, and they charge like $60 to $150 for it.
Well, because for TikTok Shop, like periodically you get a fucking credit. Like I have one of those credits in my shit right now.
Hard. I wouldn't use it on this though. It's me. I can't speak to the Game Boy form factor one. What I've heard is that it's better than this one was, because this is a year older than those. But I'm like, how much better could it be?
I know it doesn't feel terrible because I actually have a buddy that had one. I didn't mess with it any, but it's got the shape of it's cool because when you hold it, like it's got the triggers and the bumpers like right up here on the back of the Game Boy. And it's kind of
the form factor isn't the problem; it's the buttons.
Right.
They're mushy and clicky at the same time. So, like just pressing these buttons for more than like 30 minutes, you start to feel like you feel it, and it's not fun.
I feel like a cat just snuck into my room.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it was
But I mean, if you could get these for cheap enough, maybe. Just don't expect the 3D games to work very well.
Yeah. I mean, I may not even mess with it. Like I said, I'd seen it, and I was like, here's the thing.
I'm trying to load up Mario 64 right now. We'll see how that goes.
Well, it was kind of a passing interest anyway, because like, honestly, for handheld systems,
Listen to that audio. Listen how crackly it is. This is what happens on these things. The 3D games run at like 20 frames per second, but the biggest annoyance is the audio glitches. You hear that shit?
Yes.
Oh, it's fully broken.
Yeah, that is not.
The Mario face just cursed it. That's bad even for this. God damn. So yeah, 3D games struggle bus on these.
I want to grab.
They blitz through 2D games. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I went to grab my 3DS and I unzipped it and I found Taylor Swiss. Speaking of weird stickers.
Taylor Swiss. 3DS is a cracked fucking system, bro. Especially if you mod that thing. The 3DS is so good for retro gaming. Like if you want one of these retro handheld consoles, do yourself a favor. Look up a tutorial on hacking your 3DS and go to town. because you'll be able to do like all the games that this could do, but they'll run way better. The 3DS has a way nicer screen, feels great to play and hold. Plus, you could actually do DS games with 2 screens. How about that?
So does it? Wait, if you mod it, will it still run your 3DS games though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine runs all the games I downloaded over the years on it are still on it. I can run the cartridges, 3DS or DS cartridges in it just fine. But I also have like just folders full of folders on the home screen, the normal home screen. They're just full of SNES games, GBA games, Game Boy games, Sega Genesis games, and they all.
I have Pokemon Crystal with Celebi unlocked on my 3DS, and that's my main concern.
You're not gonna lose it, just don't fucking break your console like an idiot.
Yeah.
It's most 3DS mods are dummy proof at this point. Because Nintendo stopped fighting the homebrews. Right. But like the 3DS has basically an SNES built into it, like into the hardware, so it barely even emulates those games. It's like actually playing them. Yeah. It's so like the 3DS is so underrated. If you got a new 3DS XL especially, because the new one had the faster processor.
Yeah, that's the one that I have.
Oh my god, it's so cracked, bro. Like, you don't need this Retron. You have it in your pocket. It's way better than those. You just have to hack it.
How are you getting the ROMs on them? Or on it?
SD card.
Okay.
Once you have it set up, there's an app that basically is... It is a little complicated, so I don't know. Maybe you'd have... I know you and tech aren't always best friends. But once you have it set up, YouTube tutorials will walk you step by step through it. Once you have it set up, basically it's you download the ROM from wherever you're downloading your ROM, and there's programs that install it to your 3DS depending on what console you're emulating, right? Like the DS games basically trick the system into thinking you downloaded it from the eShop because that was already a built-in feature. And then some of the other systems is a little different, but It all is just the 3DS, man. The only emulation machine better than the 3DS is the Wii U. Yeah. Because the Wii U is basically the 3DS but with better hardware. But then you have a Wii U. No one does. That's why it's not. But a lot of people have a 3DS. So I'm like, a lot of people have the fucking holy grail of retro gaming handhelds, and they don't realize it. And if your 3DS is old, it's so easy to get new parts for it, like new batteries, new iron. Oh no,
mine is in peak.
Yeah, don't underestimate how cracked your 3DS is, because it is.
Well, the thing is
so good.
I bought my 3DS only so that I could play games that I had already beat, which is why if you look at my games, it's like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and every
Or
Pokemon
you do what
game.
I do, which is like mod old Game Boys and then get a flash cartridge for them, and then you have a nice backlit screen for Game Boy games.
But
you have one of mine, don't you?
I have, I have
GBA.
one.
You just need a flash card for it, so you can play all of the GBA games and Game Boy Color games and regular Game Boy games.
But I have so many cool games already. I have Pokemon Gold.
I'm still proud of that one that I made. That thing is gorgeous. That purple and green.
Yeah, it is. That's why I fucking put dibs on it the second you showed me a picture of
sexy. And that backlit screen is way too good for a fucking GBA. The thing is, like, the Game Boy SP had screens like that, but the form factor sucked of the SP. The GBA was so much better to play on.
That was always me. I don't like holding a Game Boy because it's just
the SP had those chiclet buttons. Yeah. They were awful. The original GBA was the perfect handheld form factor. I never
even bought an SP because my little cousin had one and I played on.
I never had one either because I played it. I was like, this feels like crap. Yeah. Like, I'll live without the backlit screen.
Yeah.
I was like, gee.
Well, you remember like the. Hold on, I have to get.
I went from GBA to the original Silver DS, and the DS blew my fucking mind.
Oh yeah, same. No,
playing Mario 64 on a DS changed my life.
Well, especially too because for the Game Boy Advance, like I always had that weird. You could plug it into the little link cable port up at the top, and it had like the little squiggle, and then the lot. Like it looked like a reading light.
Yeah, I always had that. The little reading light for backlight. Yeah.
And so that was what I always had to use with that. But when I went to the DS and like shit was actually lit up, and, like,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
No, I had for my GBA, I had this attachment that clamped on.
Was it the big square one?
Yeah, because it was a magnifying glass and a light built in.
I saw those. I could never convince my mom to let me get one, but
I don't know how I got away with getting one. I don't remember what finesse I did, but I loved it because it made the screen way bigger and lit it up. Well, we should probably end this stream now. It's like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we can do that. I've also got to chase this cat out because she likes to come in here and try to tear up my things, and
so
I don't like
for the
cats.
final hour of just talking video games.
Well, I don't think anybody was mad about it. I think it was a fun time. We maintained 14 people through the final hour, which is
Trump stickers and video games.
Someone was here for that conversation.
It was pretty fucking gay, but that end time. Here for that.
They're like, well, Skeem's dead, but at
Skeem
least he's
sucks.
bringing us some Trump stickers.
Hell yeah.
Final thoughts. I thought the album was dope. I thought it was the most. I thought it was the most fitting send-off for We Skeem. I'm sad that We Skeem is no more, but alas.
Are you finally able to accept that it is no more?
I can. It was ended classily, you know, and like I said, I get the motivation behind it. I get all the reasoning and whatnot. Is this cat fucking high? What the fuck?
Found the catnip.
Dude, she just comes around the corner literally going.
I can't see what you're doing, but I'll see it in a little bit.
Like her eyes were wide as fuck, and she's just
she probably got into the catnip.
She's just like ears peaked straight up, and she's just jerky as fuck. What the? I gotta go like get her out of this room before she rips something that I'll be mad about. So, yes,
cats suck.
Skeem album was I hate cats. Skeem album was fantastic. Like I said, I'm not happy that he's gone, but I get it, and I, you know, I'm with how it went down. I'm not mad at you.
If you were, I wouldn't care.
I know, but I'm still not. So, for what that's worth, I'm gonna throw on some music and throw an end of stream screen up. So you guys like, share, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. Make sure that you go check out Rob, the subpar professional, on all platforms.
Professional by definition, subpar by result. That's my slogan.
And while they're still available, don't forget you can get everything that Skeem has ever made on WeSkeem.com.
Cheap as shit because I'm trying to get rid of it. Literally, was like people talk about blowout sales. This is literally, I don't want this stuff and I have a lot of it. Buy it from me.
This is the blowout sell.
It's literally like I'm selling this stuff for what it costs to produce, basically.
Hold on, just in case anyone doubts the process here, I'll take just another moment. You know what? Right here, scroll down. We Skeem Fan Favorites Collection. This is 4 albums for $15. This is the newest album, Atone from the Void, for $5. Artificial is $3. We got Once Upon a Loser, $3. The Pop Punk Collection. I don't even know what all's in this. Is this?
That's Pop Punk is Dead. Long Live Pop Punk, and It's Christmas Punk.
It's Christmas Punk. Okay, yeah. So $10.
3 albums.
3 albums, $10. Bling is still holding steady at $8.
Well, it's because it's sold out. It's sold out. So I didn't bother to change the price.
Well, my bad. I was like, for
you
some
can't
reason.
get Bling. Even if you want Bling, it's gone. You had your chance whenever it was.
I have
available.
a copy over there. It's
huh?
chilling. I said I have a copy over there.
Yeah, there's no more of those. Mission accomplished with those.
Everything is cheap as shit. Even the USBs, which is probably the coolest
think that one's
thing
sold
that I
out
have.
too. I think that's gone too. Hover over it.
They're still sitting at
Yeah,
$3.
it's sold out.
Out of stock. Dang.
We've successfully sold out of a few things. Like where there's no more masks left. I sold all the masks. I'm just trying to get rid of what I can.
That's crazy. But yeah, car magnets. I've got a couple of those on my refrigerator. They're awesome. I have this
Use the
t-shirt.
car magnets
A
on the
$3 t-shirt. Okay, that's out of stock, but fuck.
Yeah, the t-shirt was $3. Those went real fast when those dropped.
I would imagine so.
I wasn't kidding around when I was like, get rid of this shit.
I didn't
please.
actually realize how much of your merch I have. I have most of these things.
Look at you go. Shout out.
I have a ton of these. Okay, no. What the fuck are you doing? Stop. Okay, okay. Yes. Go buy things, guys. I've got to go kill this cat. So like, share, subscribe, follow, all those good things, and I'm gonna play this song, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out with us or watching this later. Bye, guys. Oh wait, huzzah! One last cilantro for the go.
I'm just waving until you end this.
Now we're gonna go here.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
I'll do this properly.
Oh.
Oh God, am I gone? Are you back? Okay, good. And until next time, that won't fucking happen because I'm dead. Ice cream, you scheme, we all scheme for ice cream. Bye.
Watch sunrise in your eyes.